It's your fault.
I know.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Casual Cactus and the Glassbreakers Guild. We are masked once again for your viewing pleasure. So sorry about all of that, but in this day and age of COVID, you have to be careful, especially when there are guests in the house.
Everyone's behind.
We are here as always to play Dungeons and Dragons, to have fun. We are glad that you are here to share it with us. Thank you, Chippa. This mask was made for me by Steven's mom, so very awesomeness. Just our usual announcements as we get started here this evening. Just a reminder that we've got our YouTube channel. You can check that out. Go and see all of our back episodes for this, as well as all of the campaigns that we put up. We just finished with Danny's fill-in campaign, where she created a whole new campaign setting. We had a lot of fun with that. And before that, we also ran through Tomb of Annihilation. It was our hot take on it. Hope you guys go back and watch that and have fun with it. In addition to the full campaigns, we also have one-shots and a series we call Cover Your Assets, where we create brand new custom content for D&D 5th edition. Check those out on the YouTubes. We also have our Discord server up and running. It's a good place to interact with us in person. We've got news and announcements for this channel, as well as Danny and Kyrie's creative streams. So you can go see what they are doing and keep in touch with us and know what's going on with us. There's a section on there we call the Hags Master. It's an in-character interaction place where you can come bring all of your characters from any system, doesn't matter what, and have them all interact in one place. A lot of fun. Check it out.
Sorry, Chipper. I'll get there, I promise.
Yep. So it has been a minute. It has been a minute since Danny has done some creative streaming, but she is working her way towards that.
I have things that I need to get done.
She's had a lot going on, can't confirm.
Yeah.
So,
But I have stuff that I want.
so she does have stuff she wants to get done. So just keep in touch with the Discord server, and you'll get all the information about when Danny does her creative streaming. All right, so who would like to give us a recap?
I mean, I took notes.
All right, so we'll let Nat give us the recap tonight.
I can do the recap up until all of the important stuff, and then maybe Danny can take over.
I mean, fair.
I'll tell you what I wrote.
Over.
We can.
I'll take over.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of which, I
So-
should probably be taking notes.
We started out with me, Cabbage. Started out on a ship called the Idle Gambler. I'm basically a cabin boy, and I'm very happy about it. There was a goblin attack. I got hurt, and I killed a goblin. It was my first kill. I was shocked and terrified. The next morning, we saw a guy run off and hear a lot of noise. I go to check it out and find Simi washing blood off, and Adrian and Mizuki with her. We sort of catch up, and they tell me that they've been looking for a group of bandits, basically, and that Killian and Alma are off interrogating one of the bandits. So I went to go check that out as well. Apparently the kid that they're interrogating is like 14. So Alma disguised him as a dwarf, and Killian and Simi and I go after the bandit that got away. Alma bullshits to Adrian and Mizuki about the kid getting away. He gets caught in his lies. There were shenanigans and near death trying to cross the river. We all sort of almost died, but we didn't. We eventually found the raft that the guy ran off on. We try to track, we fail, we end up camping near the road. Simi and Cabbage had a heart-to-heart about killing people.
As one does. Yep, as one does.
as one does.
And Simi explained to Cabbage that she thought Alma was dead and that's why she freaked out. Adrian and Killian talked about whether or not Adrian has changed. Alma and Mizuki talk about morality. Alma doesn't really feel better. He's having a beginning teenage crisis.
That's well stated.
As we march in the morning, we realize that Adrian Adrian was a bodyguard for the Empress's youngest son and was not fired but dismissed suspiciously right before the prince was kidnapped. We tried to
Really
help
good bodyguard.
We tried to help Adrian understand why he might need to be careful. Alma is still having a moral crisis. And then Adrian falls into a pit and goblins attack. We win. Mizuki does magic and we all finally come clean. Alma is a changeling and does magic. We can all do magic except Simi because she doesn't realize she can.
This is fair. That's fair.
There's a big heart-to-heart, everything on the table, lots of shit about the Empress, and
She
that's
just
where I'll
She lived
let
forever.
Ow.
and that's where I'll let you guys fill in because I didn't write down the details.
I think most of that's exposition by Adrian.
I revealed that I had made a pact with a blue flamed heart, and it wants me to do things. And now everyone is concerned that Adrian is way over his head and
Yes,
are
he is.
making
Yes.
plans to protect me.
Yep.
And then a group of guards came by.
Imperial.
A group of,
Imperial.
Guards.
but there were.
An indeterminate number because nobody counted them. Who wants to count real quick? Okay,
I did write
make
Because I
it,
was.
make a
doing my
perception check real quick.
thing.
I have your note of what you're doing, and I will let you reserve the right to not do it.
Okay,
We're
alright.
retconning a tiny bit.
I don't know.
19?
We'll find out.
So there are a dozen armsmen plus the courier.
Well,
Nope. That is out of our range.
Yes.
Yes.
You crumble that paper right now.
I'm gonna do it.
If you start to move outward,
I'm not.
He's
You're
not. He's casting a spell.
Oh shit.
Okay. Okay.
And after the first one goes in, I'm dismissing it.
So you had said, do you want me to kill these people?
You have
Something like
5
that, yeah.
seconds.
But is that not a concentration
I-
spell?
It is.
We're hiding in a concentration spell.
I am going
know-
to turn to you and say no, don't.
I look
I don't
pleading
know
at
if
you.
that changes anything, but
The spell still happens.
yeah.
All right. So
And
you
when I
you
say
had a
I-
minor illusion up.
Silent
Silent
image.
You
Yeah.
had a silent image up. You're casting it again.
Correct.
So you're dropping the first one,
Correct.
Which is where we're hiding.
which
Yeah.
is where you're hiding.
Well, yes. So we were off the road in the. I'm gonna stick to my guns on that one.
Nobody move.
Okay.
Their vision is based on
Movement.
motion.
All right. Well,
Bad
give me a
choice.
second here because, yeah.
How effectively can they kill you?
12. Can you kill 2 of them?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
We're level 2.
I know.
Actually, we're level 1.
Still.
Oh yeah.
And he has.
And we
wait,
haven't rested
wait,
fast enough.
Wait,
not
do you
rested
have
yet.
spell slots to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
I only have 2 spell slots, and that was both of them.
Yeah, because I don't have any spell slots either.
I
Okay.
have 1,
One,
but
maybe?
that's defensive
I
magic.
have 1 and I have.
And remind me, it
But I
takes a
have
full
something
action to.
How to cast? Yeah.
No, it takes a full action to
Oh, to notice it?
notice it, investigate it, and notice it. Okay.
Pull that up.
Out of curiosity, what is your spell save DC?
DC 14.
14. Okay.
I believe it's goblin magics.
All right. So, as the guards are tromping down the road, you guys all notice that there are, as I say, a dozen of them plus the courier at the back. The courier has the sling over his shoulder that has the pack of tightly wound scrolls.
I would also like to say I heard that wrong last week and I thought he said squirrels.
It's a bag of squirrels!
I was so confused. He's just like a ranger.
Now I'm just seeing the vine where it's the squirrel that they let loose in the dorm room and it's bouncing all over the place.
I don't know why, but I don't know.
It's your EXP. You carry it around with you until you get close, and then you kill one, and then you level up.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So it's the tightly wound bag of scrolls, or the bag of tightly wound scrolls, I
Now
should
all I
say.
can hear is squirrels. He's
Scrolls,
The mask.
wound up paper. It's parchment, okay? Rolls of parchment.
Rolls of parchment.
Thank you.
Long
You're welcome.
rolls of parchment.
Just for that, give me one of your inspiration. No.
Worth it.
So there are a dozen of them. There's 6 of them that look like they are swordsmen. There's 6 of them that are crossbowmen. And they are all mounted, so they all have horses. And as the leader gets up to where the pit is, he throws his arm up for a halt. So are you taking it away?
Mhm.
Immediately, all of the crossbows come up and point all the way around in a defensive stance. Swords come out, and they form up into a defensive circle.
Around the.
Just a defensive circle on the road.
Okay.
Around the dead bodies of the goblins.
Yeah, they're still there.
If they're still there, then yeah, around
Yeah,
probably around those.
We didn't say we killed them.
They put-
no.
Oh no, you did say
We
you.
buried them because
Right.
I specified that I was taking
Yes,
Alma to
I
bury
do.
them.
I do
to help
remember
him.
that.
Okay.
I do
Except,
remember
didn't
that.
we just step away for half a second so we could talk about?
No, because I
magic?
said while we were discussing it, that's what we
Oh,
were
okay.
doing.
Okay.
I remember
They
that,
are off the road, and we built stone cairns for them.
Oh, right.
That's right,
Yeah.
right. So they just form up in a defensive position. The courier is in the center of this circle, and they're just watching in the woods. I would like for each of you to make a stealth check.
Myself
Gonna
is
be
good.
me.
Oh, yes, nicely done.
I am the shadows. I'm Batman.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and use
Or
my
Mr. Freeze, technically.
my
DM
ins-
inspiration?
my DM inspiration. Not that it helps that much, but
That's a 15.
okay.
It's not bad.
19.
19.
23.
17.
8.
Oh,
no.
15.
I am not stealthy.
Natural 20.
Woohoo!
Poor Mizuki. It's her colorful silks. They stand out in the woods.
We're gonna have
and,
to
and
this.
so fully half of the guards are facing the wrong direction, but the other half that's facing towards you guys, like 3 of the crossbows are aimed right at Mizuki.
Oh god.
You're there. Step out.
I'm going to step out.
Well, they can see me.
I know.
Okay, Mizuki's going to step out.
Okay, so you're stepping out. You're stepping out. One of the crossbows shifts to cover you.
Oh. While she's stepping out, she'll pull out her family seal.
Okay.
That's actually a better idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yours is shiny? Hi.
What are you doing here?
Well, we heard a lot of noise, and she doesn't know much about the area, and so I like to take her around. I mean, look at how fancy she is.
Why are you this far from Setterton?
I like to explore. What's your name?
There was a problem.
Tom.
Hi, Tom. My name's Cabbage.
Last name Nook.
Yeah, my name is actually Cabbage. Cabbage Atwood. My parents live in town. I know it sounds like a fake name, but why would I use a fake name like Cabbage? I've had to say this so many times I can't even tell you. My middle name's Eleanor.
Sammy's just like,
So the one that was in the lead has his attention on you, and you there. What are you doing here?
Well, I had
Very
some
incompetent.
business. I am part of the Eiffel family. I'm sure you've heard.
I'm sorry. What was that again?
Red Dragon Imports?
Very fancy.
Do you have any proof you are who you say you are?
Absolutely.
Always.
Wow. Dare you?
I pull out-
Advance?
I have a seal, I have my business seal,
Okay.
plus family seal, in my case, so I will pull that out.
You know, as her friend, I'd feel a lot better if you weren't pointing those things at her.
Well, I'm terribly sorry about that, but you
Yes,
can't be too
indeed.
careful. It's quite dangerous out here. You have heard of
we
the
have
bandits,
yes?
yes?
It is quite a problem. There is
It's all the
a
difference,
lot of
right?
danger.
Jess, and the courier steps forward. The leader puts his hand out, takes one of the scrolls from them. We're here on official business.
Have a squirrel.
The parchment, the parchment warns of bandit activity and requests any information on that be brought to the garrison at Sutterton.
Yes, indeed.
Which
We
makes sense.
have had some problems with
Um,
bandits, in fact, and that's why we are here.
In addition to bandits, of course, ladies, as you can see by this pit trap, goblins have been more active in the area, and we understand there are some other creatures that no one knows quite what they are that are quite active as well. So it's most dangerous to be out alone.
Yeah, I call them dragon butts, and they were not very nice.
Dragon butts.
Yeah.
Cabbage. Here to help me.
Your lady's maid isn't all that bright, is
I-
she?
Oh,
What a lady's maid.
no, it's not like that.
Um,
But she is providing me protection.
Well, if you would care to, we would be more than happy to escort you back into town.
I thought you wanted to look for those berries back there that we saw.
I've never seen them before.
Killian, who's now hiding behind a tree, is getting some vials out of his pack, and he's quickly mixing them together, and he's trying to mix up a smoke bomb real fast in case we need it.
Okay. Make me. What are you basing that on?
I'm using my alchemy supplies.
All right, make me that roll then.
What do you want me to use? Intelligence or Dex?
Use your dex, because
Okay.
this is you're trying to do this under duress.
16.
It's not the best
It's
smoke
fine. It may
bomb,
not be the best work, but just
but it'll
in case I need
work.
it, I'm mixing it up.
It will work for you in case you need it to. Yes. Berries.
Yeah, we saw some back there.
I've never seen that variety before, so I was interested in perhaps
made it this
using
far.
it as a new dye.
Still talking.
My family, they deal in fabric and textiles, so it is of interest.
I see. I see. And you don't feel the need for an escort into town?
I mean, I've got my sword.
So a couple of the
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that was a bad idea.
Cabbage, don't.
I was just saying that we're okay.
right. Well, do be careful, and yes, just do be careful, and be careful who you point that at.
Yeah, I'll be careful next time. It was really nice to meet you, Tom.
Trip. And with that, he turns and leads them down the road, skirting the pit, and off down the road towards Setterton.
Sorry, I didn't think that they were going to believe that you were out here alone without assistance. You're too fancy.
Well, that's why I said that I had you as my assistant.
I know, that's why I
relief.
came out of the bushes.
I dropped my smoke bomb.
Son of a bitch.
This is only smoking us out.
Well,
not
you know,
them.
we can just.
Yeah,
say
the
that
other
there's
option was
a-
Alchemist's Fire, so you know.
We should burn the forest.
They don't notice
Okay.
as they're riding off.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Cuts her from asleep. Cut her from Albert.
What was that for?
What was that for? In case they decided that they didn't believe you.
You know,
My name's Cabbage. We're just
you
walking
know,
around looking for berries. Just two young women out a day from the town looking for berries
amazing
at the site of a goblin
what
massacre.
happens when people underestimate you.
Yes.
Hey, I didn't just drop a smoke bomb on accident.
That's,
She does have a
That's
point to
fair.
the end.
she does have a point.
I mean, we handled it, didn't we?
Yeah, we make a good team, Miss Lady.
Thank you. Thank you for your
Well,
help,
at least
Cabbage.
now we don't
I
have to try and
appreciate
kill all dozen of them.
Wait, while we're discussing that, can we have a moment to realize that maybe the initial question, should I kill them, with people just randomly riding through the woods doing their job, might not be the appropriate first jump?
Yeah, Elmo.
I know that depends if their job is to go into town and torture and kill people for information on our friend here.
Actually,
You know
this is
that-
what the paper says.
You know that
it. Yes.
they will not hesitate to torture your mother for information regarding the kidnapped prince of the entire nation.
But now we
I
know
don't
they're
think
here.
they'll worry about that.
We
I
don't
don't
have
think,
enough information about what they are doing to be able to make that judgment until we actually go into town and figure out what's going on.
Granted, and the fact that Adrian's face isn't on this poster is a good thing,
Yes.
but if his face had been on that poster, I was not willing to risk your mother's life.
I don't think there's any risk. I'm like
That's
2 months away from Costas.
Elmo, you're stealing this show.
About that, yep.
It would take a while for them to figure it out, even if they thought it was me, or
I mean-
if I'm involved.
You traveled that whole distance. If they were 2 days behind you, or 1 day behind you, then they would be here.
Yes.
It has been
The
more than a few days.
the time doesn't. You traveled the whole time, so if they traveled the whole time, then the time difference is negligible.
Yes.
Do with my understanding of how things work, if someone were being probed for information from Steven, freaking hell.
Wow, I didn't realize that you've done one of those.
if someone's being interrogated for information, freaking Steven.
I didn't say anything.
Didn't have to.
And they were of imperial interest, would they do that? Like, would they bring them back to the capital, or?
It would depend upon how important the information was and how time sensitive it was. In the case of a missing prince, you're not 100% sure. You would assume that there would probably be a bit of a softening up wherever they found whoever it was they were looking for, and then further attempts to get the information on their way back to Costas. And then once they got to the capital, the real torture would begin.
Now, knowing what I know, the scope of everything I know.
Yeah.
Would they be coming after me? Me specifically.
Well, you.
All that was happened and all that was said, would they? What do you think they would think of me?
Probably.
I mean, oh,
I mean,
look,
it-
the prince's bodyguard disappears.
Some people probably
The
would.
prince
Some
disappears.
people probably would.
Gotcha. And I don't. Yep. And I don't know who is who.
Yeah, you.
Right.
There are depths, and there are factions, and there are like very, very, very dangerous currents in political intrigue, and you're not real sure
Where I stand.
where you stand with any of them.
Look, all I'm saying is it might be wise to get your mother out of town, somewhere under a different name.
I don't think it's that bad.
But are you willing to risk your mother's life on that assumption?
I think we should at least have a plan to be able to exfiltrate her.
Yeah, but then where do I take her?
Anywhere. Somewhere that she is not known, and move her to a different name.
We should at least have ideas, but if we take the time to figure this out,
Okay, well,
do you have safe houses that
how
you might
about-
be able to utilize?
give me some time to think while we head back to town, and I'll
I mean,
figure something out.
Now we're at nighttime, yes?
Well, no, it's like
No.
Or
I
it's
don't
like
remember.
10ish,
Houses.
because we were only
Oh, right,
forward
right,
a couple
it was-
hours before we fell into the pit.
That's right.
Yeah.
We fell into the pit.
Well, we are a collective group, right?
I only remember one person falling in the pit, but I mean.
Well, Killian helped me with whatever that potion thing was.
Well, I suppose we should be going then if there's
Yeah.
nothing else. But yeah, it is something to think about. Additionally, I think all of the rest of us should probably bear in mind that we were last seen leaving town with Adrian. Now, provided that their
Well-
business has nothing to do with Adrian, that should be fine for now. But it is something to be aware of.
We might want to enter town first just to make sure that there's not a picture of you on one.
In
of
addition
those
to,
boards,
yeah.
Just to make sure first, and then
Alright.
just, we're going to cover our bases. I feel like this is
Alright.
smart.
Let's go then.
And as we go, I am going to turn to Alma. There is a fair possibility that if anything happened, there would be a better chance of us being able to break someone out of captivity on the way to the capital than there would be us taking on a large group of people that are just in their thought process doing their job. And you understand what my job is, right?
Provided that you have kept your job.
Okay.
How
Just-
how quiet was that conversation?
Quiet-ish. I'm not being super secretive about it, but I'm not being loud either.
Well, I'd like to know what your job is, cause apparently it's more than cleaning things out the monastery. Nope, has not been explained to Killian.
Okay.
Would you like me to explain it to him?
Can I just find out where this goes?
Can we find
I
out?
can clarify later. I just want to see.
We're traveling.
Right.
Adrian is going to explain it.
Sure.
I just want to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
go for
please.
it.
Well, the Imperial Order, right? Imperial Order.
The monastic order?
What's
Which-
what she is
Apple.
The Apellion.
it was one of those weird names you come up with.
He said
the,
to
the,
God.
I'm sorry.
Apellion.
The Apellion
Mm-hmm.
order deals with finding and hunting down magic users.
Wait, what?
By hunting down, he means hunting down and removing.
Killing.
Like, there was one time I saw a guy doing magic tricks, like cards going,
Uh-huh.
and they killed him for it. I don't know whether he had magic or not, but
Okay, so maybe I'm a little off base here, but that seems disproportionately harsh.
Yes.
Did you-
However,
Were you
that does not
guys
change the reality.
under a rock?
I mean, you're gonna have to be a lot more specific when.
What?
Yes, I have been under rocks before.
What rock?
Okay.
Killian,
Yes.
He does work for a dwarf.
magic is illegal, right?
I did inform him of this, although apparently he's just now starting to really grasp that.
For something that's illegal, there sure is a lot of it going around.
Well, here, and that's bad.
We are also 2 months away from the capital.
Well, that's actually quite far.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like we're 2 months away
For
from the
a
capital.
while,
Like, there's a
I
reason.
did not realize it was strictly illegal.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought everyone was really superstitious.
Well, a lot of people are superstitious, but magic does exist, and it's illegal.
Because, the Empress is so holy that she's the only one that's supposed to be able to do it. But, guys, I think we should realize that something will
Wait.
What?
So she
Wait.
gets to use magic because she's holy?
Something like that.
She is divine,
It's,
yeah.
I didn't
it's
pay that much
something
attention.
along those lines.
Then
yeah.
apparently I know a lot of divine people.
Thank you.
What,
Like buckets of them.
what I do is not divine.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put that squarely in the that doesn't make any sense category.
I didn't say it makes sense.
And just for, definitely not gods. Definitely not
Basically,
gods.
what the
I
Empress.
mean, look at me. And I'm going to shift a little bit to be broader in the shoulders and, like, thick butt chin.
Oh, that's the
your
worst one
face.
yet. Stop it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Basically, the Queen's been the Empress has been may she live
May she
forever.
live forever.
Basically has been siphoning off whatever this thing is, and using whatever that power is to make a longer life and other things.
Right, but I'm missing which part of that makes her holy.
That's what.
All right,
She's
let me put it to you this way, Killian. If you were in a village randomly, and you were the only person that could do magic,
Right.
and you told everyone that you were a god
Who did you tell you were the
using
only
your
one there?
magic, would people think you were a god? Assuming no one else had ever seen magic,
Maybe?
that's what she's doing.
I feel like that's a really good
That's
explanation.
actually- this is-
Okay.
This is
Adrian, I
better
feel
than
like
I
you
expected.
shouldn't say things like that out loud.
We're in the middle of the woods.
I'm gonna start keeping watch.
I mean, we are in the middle of the woods, but also we did just see a patrol of people go by.
You're
Yeah,
not
well, they're
wrong.
on horses, so they're faster.
You should be careful the words you speak out loud, Adrian.
Well, I'm sorry, oh high and mighty Mizuki.
The sass.
I'm sensing some tension over here between the two of you.
I feel like this is like bled through from you guys' last character.
Last characters.
Yeah.
No, that's not the reason.
Right, so back to the fact that your job is to hunt down and kill people who use magic.
Yeah, that's.
Well, that kind of puts a damper on our relationship then, doesn't it?
Ooh,
How
wait,
long
what?
have I
Now,
known
Let's
that?
turn would you turn any of us in?
I've known that
She
you.
raised her hand.
Yes. That I wouldn't.
Correct.
Yes.
Just to
That was only like 10 minutes ago, but
I've known you for a long time now, Killian. Do you not think that if I was going to, I would have?
Honestly, I never really thought about it because I didn't know that was your job till literally right now.
I still don't get it. Like,
All she does is work at a monastery.
No.
Then she goes, she cleans some stuff up, she runs errons for
That's
them. Like she
because
doesn't
no
act.
one
but
had used
how
magic.
did you know
that they know.
What?
That
magic
they know of.
was illegal?
He didn't.
How did you not know?
All right. Well, how did all of you know?
The Impelian
we
Order,
grew up,
watching people
yes.
get tortured all my
Everybody
life.
told us. It's a big part of our society.
Right.
And
A
So,
major
It
part of the
is,
major religion of the area.
so
Yes.
grandfather's not a big fan of local religion, so I grew up with some different stories. Nobody in my family told me it was illegal. They just kind of told me people don't like it and it's scary and ooh.
Scary because you
Hmm.
can get hurt
Also, my grandma uses
or
magic.
killed
What?
or
Hold on, what?
Your grandma can use
So
magic.
my grandmother may have taught me a couple things about magic.
Okay, so remember when we said we were
Right.
putting everything on the table earlier?
Yeah, I kind of thought that was already out there. I kind of thought everybody had already put that together.
No.
Your
Right.
pack moves a little bit, and the
Grandma.
bush pokes its crown out.
What is that?
A
Is
bush.
that where your
I know
bush
what
came
it
from?
is.
Well, define came from, because like sort of. I think technically it came from a grove of magic something or other. It's a really long story.
There's a grove of magic things around here, and you haven't told us about it or showed us.
I showed it to you.
I don't remember.
You went there with.
See me got grabbed by a freaking bush.
sorry, that was
Yep,
Nat.
yep.
Pretend Cabbage didn't say that. Nat forgot.
So yeah, I kind of didn't. I grew up and my grandma told me stories about how magic was really cool and awesome and helpful, and also dangerous. But cool and helpful, not dark and evil and.
Well, I
things
guess
you
it
kill
just
people
depends
for.
on who has it, I guess.
Hmm.
And who wants to
Yes,
control it.
and at this point in time, I think that all of you are.
Evil, yep. We are definitely all evil.
She just looks at you. No. I think that you're all good people generally, and I don't think that you're going to be
Wait.
using it for anything bad.
So what? What do they teach you? How to like? They must teach you how to like fight magic people.
As
Oh,
you
You
Chipper.
punch them in the face.
as you get farther into the order, there are specialities that do deal with such things.
Interesting.
I am a low enough rung on the ladder that I'm still early on in my training. I don't have very much information. I do know that there are some people that show promise with special abilities that are useful to the Empire and are used in cases where there might be powerful magic.
Interesting. All right. Well, now that we've got that out of the way.
I didn't
Shall we head to
realize that
town?
that was a thing that I was hiding. I
You weren't.
apologize.
Mm-mm.
You were.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
I apparently was just late to this party.
Well, hey,
Very, very, very
at
late.
least you gave me something to put on the table because I felt really strangely empty-handed. Yeah, that's all I got, and it only applies to you apparently. But there it is.
Good to know.
And as we're walking, Alma is going to pull Killian aside, and we're going to talk a little bit about the
yeah.
thing that I want to do. And I will offer up a vial full of red liquid.
Uh-oh.
Who did you kill?
I mean, a goblin.
I mean, I can take it, but like, I don't know if I'll need it.
But if you do need it, then you have it.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so you guys are
At town?
spend the next most of the day getting to town, and you arrive there on towards evening.
Adrian, I need to, on our way back into town, I'm going to run by my hideout. I have a book for you.
What book?
It's a book on dueling. I got it for you, but then you left, and so I studied it. But it's actually yours. I got it for you.
I'm gonna take you to the side,
Right.
out of earshot. Kneel down next to you.
Oh, sweet child.
Remember that talk we had a long time ago about dreams and
Mhm.
all that stuff? Well, my dream of dueling's gone.
As in, you don't want to do it, or you think you can't? Because those are very different.
I've chosen a different path.
Okay, but do you want to learn? Because I've picked up. It's not. I mean, I don't have much practical experience aside from killing goblins and slashing the chest of a bandit, but I could teach you what I know, at least the basic forms.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Let's just say there's a lot of pain behind what happened to me.
Okay, I understand.
I wouldn't mind the book just to skim through it if that's what you want.
I mean, you don't have to. If it's painful, then I don't want you to. But I can just rip out the front page, and I can give you that part.
Okay.
It just has a note that Alma wrote for him.
Also, as we're walking.
So,
Yeah, I'm.
I feel that. I feel that.
so, Alma,
Oh.
Yes?
if you are actually 18,
Mm-hmm.
why do you pretend to be 12?
You said something when you were talking about your conversation with the Imperial Guard about how people tend to underestimate you.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
The thing is I can ask a lot more questions as a 12-year-old and understand things better when people assume that they need to explain it in such a way that a child would understand.
That makes sense.
Also, he started pretending that he was younger than he actually is, and so now he's just sort of stuck with it.
That's true.
Also, people tend to overlook children.
Us
Little
youngins.
people bite.
Yep.
These miracle elixir.
That was a jump. Yeah, whiplash on that one.
So late in the evening, you guys do
That's why I like
show up
this.
back in town. You're coming up from the road here to the southwest, southeast. I'm sorry, up by the watermill. You hear the wheel creaking as the water sluices over it.
Sounds like home.
Before we all enter town and whatnot, what is our plan?
You're going to hide outside of
No,
town
I mean,
until we come
like,
get you.
are we still going after the bandit conspiracy, or?
I mean, the payday might be important, especially if we're going to have to get your mom out of town.
That's okay. We have a lead.
Okay.
They recruited all of the members of their little band out of the lumber mill.
Well, then you want me to stay here on this side of the bridge and just whittle a stick?
Actually, I think we decided the best place for you to stay at the moment would be at the Atwoods.
Lots of
No.
people at my place, nobody's ever paying attention to who they are.
And we might need to utilize Mizuki's, or we might need to have a plan in order to be able to quickly utilize some of Mizuki's contacts and be able to shift our mother onto the estate.
Well, that would depend on who we're taking her.
Oh, also, Adrian, instead of waiting here, if you want to come over to my hideout real fast, I can whip you up a disguise. I think I have some clothes that'll fit you.
It might look really weird if we all come back except Adrian.
I'll stay with him until we know.
No, I mean if we all walk back into town after we've been gone for 3 days, and we no longer have the wagon we left with,
town at the same time
and we don't come back with Adrian, everyone will probably think he's in trouble or dead.
That's fair.
Well, he is in trouble.
Not
Yes.
dead.
Not good.
So let's
Yeah.
let's not. I don't think we should disguise him unless we go into town and see that they're looking for him.
Okay.
Because like we're not gonna be able to hide the fact that he's in town. We had a giant party.
That's
We all toasted to him.
that's
I
true.
don't think we're gonna be able to hide the fact that he's here.
However,
Do we need to check just to make sure that?
Oh no, yeah, we
there's
should
faces?
totally check just to make sure. But
I
Yeah.
mean, do you want
Yeah.
me to go into town and check real
I
fast?
think
That might actually.
that's actually a really
Actually-
good idea.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
then none
You
of us
can-
are coming back.
Exactly. You can
Right.
look.
Could be anybody.
yeah.
Cabbage and I could go back.
Mhm.
The Imperial Guards already saw us.
Oh right.
They are
Yes.
expecting us.
So, we could go back. I mean, they are expecting us.
That's not a
Go
terrible
back
idea.
in-
Yeah, no,
town.
you should probably go together.
Yes,
so
we
that, yeah.
should definitely go together.
Alright.
I think.
That works for me.
Good luck.
Let's go.
Man, how did you do this for so long? This whole lying deception thing is a lot of work. There's a lot of thinking.
I'm really good at it.
Apparently.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Jeez.
It is a skill.
Alright. Well, we head into town.
Okay, so Cabbage and Mizuki, you guys cross the bridge and head into town, past the shipyards. And you do see a couple of boats. One looks like it's getting some repairs done. Looks like they fouled their rudder on something and broke it during their last trip, and they're having to have that replaced. And then there's another that's there, new construction going on. Financed in part by the deal that you, Mizuki, have made with the Iron Lotus, the Iron Lotus.
Yes.
So you guys pass on into town, and seems like it's a typical day in Sutterton, typical evening. There's one or two shops that are still open in the city center or town center. Most of them have closed up, though. Most of the foot traffic is just people out enjoying the fall air. You do see Killian's grandfather leaving his office on his way home.
I nod my head at him. Respectfully.
He'll nod at you and continue on his way.
Hi, Killian's grandfather.
Hi, Cabbage, and
Cool,
just
man.
keeps on going. There are a couple of familiar horses out in front of the Headless Hydra. It's a couple of the adventuring party's horses. Just two of them. It's not all four. So you're not real sure what that's all about. Is there anything specifically you guys are looking for, or heading to investigate, or what's your plan?
I think,
The wanted board for sure.
yeah, swing by the wanted board
Yeah.
casually.
Okay.
I
So-
mean, usually Mizuki checks it out anyway, so that's not
Okay.
out of character.
She's in the habit of that, is she? Interesting.
So so you guys are coming
She
in.
likes to know what's going on.
Just well informed.
Yes, she is well.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you guys are coming in on this street here. The Headless Hydra is here. The wanted board is up here.
Oh.
So that's Town Hall. So you guys swing up that direction to check it out,
Yeah, loop.
and just make a loop around the city center. I keep saying city. It's not a city. Town center. So you do see a copy of the notice that you received out along the road, talking about bandit activity, and if anyone knows anything to come to the garrison and give your information. Reward is available. This one has a little. Actually, make a perception check real quick.
An addendum.
$14.
14. Actually, I'm going to give you advantage on this roll.
22.
22. Okay.
It's still 14.
Still 14. Okay. So you actually don't notice it. Mizuki, there is a little bit of a discolored spot towards the bottom. It looks like something might have soaked through from the back. But it doesn't look like ink though, or at least not traditional ink.
Would I know what kind of ink it was?
Light it on fire. Pee on it.
It intercepted
Make
something
make
interesting.
me an investigation check, or just a straight intelligence check.
Okay. No. Probably not. 6.
Yeah, it seems familiar, but it's not ringing. You're not able to sort of call it to mind right at the moment.
Do you mention that?
Yeah. Cabbage.
Hmm?
There's this weird. It's like I'm not quite sure what it is.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
So just it looks like ink, but no.
Oh, on the paper?
Yeah, on the paper. Yes. Yes.
So with her pointing it out, you
Back
can
of it.
see it now. It does look like something is soaked through from the back. It's not ink.
What color is it?
It doesn't have a color. It's more just a discoloration of the parchment itself.
Okay. Like a watermark sort of thing?
Kinda.
Can I roll again now that I can actually see it?
Yes. Roll me. Actually, you're a rogue, right? Okay. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it.
These
It's yay!
I get to use the thing. I get to use the
Yeah,
thing.
I have that at this point.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You've never seen one, but you've read stories about invisible inks that need something to reveal what the writing is.
Would I know how to?
Well, the first thing you can always try is heat.
I'm gonna go up really close to it and go.
I was about to be like, do not light it on fire.
No.
Not enough heat.
How many people are around us?
I mean, not a lot. The town is kind of quieting down for the evening.
Would I know whether or not the paper that they gave me, would I know if that had the same kind of marking?
pull it out.
You didn't look at it close enough, but you've got it with you.
I'm gonna pull out mine and replace it.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Wait, no. 15.
Okay. Doesn't seem like anyone noticed. Mizuki, you watch as Cabbage replaces one notice with another.
Let's go back to your room real quick. I want to try something.
Certainly.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Okay.
Meanwhile, outside of town.
I'm actually going to stick with these guys for a minute. So you guys get up to Mizuki's room. Is this the first time that Cabbage has been here?
In here, probably.
Probably.
Okay.
That Mizuki knows about?
So,
I mean,
so Mizuki's room is very lavishly appointed. It is fancy. It is
It is.
so fancy.
Can account for.
Her suite is almost as big, almost, not quite, almost as big as your whole house. And there are tapestries on the wall, very, very plush. The bed is just this real thick feather bed, no lumps at all, very well kept, elaborate carvings. There's little knickknacks all over the place. The mantelpiece is a solid piece of marble. There are candles in front of the mirrors, making sure that the entire room is lit up nice and sort of homey, and a very elaborate writing desk against one side.
You know this is why I call you Miss Lady, right?
what? Because I have a room.
Because you're very fancy.
This is not that fancy.
Have you been to my house?
I mean, this is relatively
No.
minimal
No.
as far as. Okay.
Yeah, Mizuki, this is on the lower end of what you're used to.
Yeah, exactly.
This is nothing
This
special.
Like the minimal, like.
Where you were the first time you came into town was unacceptable. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
just barely
This
there.
is this is just like barely passing.
Canadians.
Oh, kind of.
It's okay. I have learned to love and respect you. But this is ridiculous.
What is ridiculous? What could you mean?
Again, have you been to my house?
Yes, I believe so. I've been to your house.
Yeah, that's where I live.
It's not like I'm in shed.
Yes, and this is where I live. Or well, this is my current residency when I'm in Cedarton.
Okay, I don't think that we're just from different worlds, and that's okay. I need a candle.
Well, I have several. What
Yeah,
color would you like?
Yeah, there are about a dozen candles around the room. You have your
What
pick.
color would you like?
I just need a candle with a flame.
Making sure.
I mean, they all have flames.
Okay,
my
I'm
dear.
just gonna grab one and very, very carefully do the thing.
Okay. So, are you reading it out loud or are you reading it to yourself?
I'd probably read it to myself first.
Okay. The Empire bleeds the lifeblood of this valley. The shipments we stop, we do so to keep that blood here.
Cabbage react.
I'm just gonna kind of look confused.
What is it? Is,
Nice.
I mean, I'm assuming I can see that there's.
Yeah, you can see the writing.
But
Um,
obviously I can't read it.
Yeah, you can't read it, but you can see that there is writing on the
Can you
Poster?
read that, Kathy?
Yeah.
It says.
It says.
what I just said.
Oh,
The Empire bleeds the lifeblood from this town. Town?
Valley.
Valley.
I mean, this
The
this
shipments
sounds.
we steal is to keep the
Keep
blood
the
here.
I mean, shipments and things. That's sort of stuff you're involved with, right?
my family does deal in imports, yes.
Do you know what this means?
Do I know what it means?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who wrote it.
I mean, it came in from the capital.
Yes,
Very astute of you.
but okay.
Did it?
So did it? Okay, the poster came from the capital. Why did you replace the one on the bulletin board?
I wasn't sure if mine had the marks, but I knew that one did. So, I mean, we could go back and do another switch and see if the one that they handed us had the marks too.
That seems like a waste. It just seems like a lot of time, and we have other things that might take precedence.
No, I agree that I'm just telling you why I did it.
Okay, yes, but that it's just the one. It was just. Let's assume that it was just the one on the bulletin board that has this message.
Then I guess it might not necessarily mean it was from the capital.
Yes. Then. But okay, how can you read this?
I read lots of books.
Oh, okay. So you learned this language from books that you read?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
But wait, is it not? I thought it was written in common. Was it not?
No.
No,
Thieves'
it's
Cant.
Thieves'
It's
Cant.
written. Which obviously.
Yeah, no,
does
that's
he
why I
know
thought you were
nothing
being
about
like, wait, you can read?
Well, I think we know each other better.
by
But
this feat since you're such a backwoods hillbilly. If you both covered his
it was in Thieves' Cant.
Yes, it was.
I missed that part.
Yeah. Anyway.
Why do you think I asked her if she could do that now?
Yeah.
And if she was a rogue?
So, I mean, what? Perhaps the goblins?
Can they write and stuff?
I don't. Do goblins write?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They seem pretty stupid to me.
Yes, yes.
Well, maybe we should tell the others about this, because I know Killian's grandfather is involved in all kinds of things.
Well, yes.
This is gonna be good.
Oh.
So, I mean, if you don't know what this is, and I don't know what it is, then we need to use our resources, I suppose.
Yes.
It's one of the traits of a pirate, right? Resourceful.
It's like,
Yes.
oh my, yes.
Yes.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
You know, we really should have figured out a signal or something to let them know everything was okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't gonna say
Both of
nothing.
us are just like
hanging
sitting.
there.
We're standing over by the mill.
It's like, we really should have thought of a signal so that they could let us know.
You know, okay.
I mean, I kind of thought they'd come back real fast and tell us whether or not it was okay. So either they've been captured.
Or they forgot.
Well, actually, nobody's going to think twice if I walk back into the woods.
Okay,
If you and I go
Into the
together.
woods.
So
It's
how
already
about
dark.
how about you hang out here?
Oh no,
I'll
she's
go
going
get
into
them,
the
let them
woods.
know it's gonna be
Hopefully
okay.
a bear doesn't find
Alright.
Because
her.
nobody pays attention to where I go. Nobody cares.
I care.
Oh. Thanks, Miss Lady.
This is sweet moment. I miss you. These
past you.
I thought you
Well,
were
you've been
gonna
on-
do that.
Okay.
So I hope you had a good time. I did. I really loved being a cabin boy. I'm glad to know that I'm gonna go get the others now.
Cabbage is our Travis.
Hey.
Okay, no.
Hey.
Okay, so you're gonna go back and get the rest of the crew?
Yes.
All right.
Hello.
Oh, good. We thought you forgot.
Yeah, sorry, we ran into some developments.
Are these the sort of developments that require us to like?
Get out of town.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
there does not seem to be a poster with Adriatic's face on it.
Yet.
And it's just the poster that they showed us. However, there is a secret language down at the bottom of the one that was on the board, and it said,
Blah.
The Empire bleeds the lifeblood of the valley. The shipments we stop keep this blood here. Is that right?
Cl- yep, close enough.
I think that was almost word for word, actually.
I did a thing.
Okay.
If that didn't make a lot of sense, I would have thought you were pulling a joke on us.
But
okay,
we,
it does make sense to you.
It makes a lot of sense, actually.
What? Please tell me. Mizuki didn't know what it was.
What else was in the shipments?
I'm not.
Everything on the table.
Let's go
Please
get
tell the
Mizuki.
pirate.
Let's go give us
Are we
Please
staying
tell
the
the
night
pirate
here?
what's it. Well,
I think you're okay to come back
Yeah,
in
you
town. I
should be
think
fine.
you should lay low.
Does anybody in their stuff happen to have a change of clothes?
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Could I please?
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I told Mizuki to stay in town because nobody's going to think twice if I run back into the woods. If she and I went together, they might stop.
Actually,
Would you like mine?
Into the wood.
the stuff I have with me won't fit you currently, but I could run back over to my.
Yeah. All right. Go get whatever you guys need to. Then come meet me at my workshop.
Isn't
Actually,
what time
you
is
just
it at
want to
this
skirt
point?
town with me and
It,
over to the hideout?
it's
You could
it's
just
dusk.
stop by.
It's so it's getting towards dark.
We could do that.
There's other things I have to
Yeah,
do
we'll
while
skirt
there
town.
anyway.
Okay,
Alright.
I had stuff for you, but that's
Oh.
fine.
Well, you're a lot bigger than me.
I still have clothes that you can wear at least when we're.
You know, you
Running
could just
through.
stop by the inn.
I'm going to
Wait,
my workshop.
Well,
I
she
imagine-
can't
Okay.
walk into town looking like this.
Covered in blood.
I'll trade with you now, and you might have something that fits a little better.
You
Yeah.
should have grabbed something.
I rummage through my
trade
bag
with you,
and pull
that's
out
okay. You know
That
what
would
I
have been
A-
smart.
a set of fine clothes.
Wow. Wow.
I was gonna say you should pull those over the top, but that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Come on.
Shit.
You could go behind the mill.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go behind the mill and put on the pair of fine clothes.
Okay, the set of fine clothes.
They fit
Certainly.
almost perfectly,
What?
and they're not my size.
What?
He stole some woman's clothes!
They're not woman's
Are they the
clothes.
princess clothes?
Yeah.
Oh no! Dude, would I be able to know when I put this on that they're the princess?
Make me a,
These are so nice. I have only one question. Why are they monogrammed?
make me a history check.
Oh, history is
These
not
cufflinks.
great. Oh wow, yeah, that's terrible.
Clothes specifically.
These are really, really nice.
Yeah.
Where
Do they
did you
fit?
get? They fit really well. Why? This is.
They're
Wow.
feminine shaped, but I am not.
I feel kind of pretty.
They're very svelte.
Wait.
They're the princes.
Yeah.
I
And
may
they're
or may not have
feminine
had a
shaped?
set on me.
That
Prince
could be a
actually a
problem.
princess?
No, but he's very on the
Effeminate.
thin side. He's on the feminine shaped size.
I feel like this
Side.
is foreshadowing that he's hiding out as a woman somewhere.
Probably. Have you ever read that
If I
book?
find him like that, I
What?
swear.
What's that?
Do you like those?
I mean, they're aside from the ball gown, the nicest clothes I've ever put on. They feel very nice.
Okay.
They're very soft.
They're very soft. I don't know that I could hit things very well in them, but this is. I'm not sure that that's a bad thing.
Okay. Well, let's go get you changed
Yep.
She is changed.
into something that she can be seen in town in. Because if she walks in the prince's clothes,
Do we know that they're the princess clothes?
he just told us.
Did you tell?
Did you?
I
Us
told
or did
you guys.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he didn't tell us.
I didn't announce it to
Okay.
the whole
right.
Yeah, that was Braden telling the table.
table,
No,
not
I,
the village.
I misunderstood.
So
No,
yeah.
Yes,
we
I'm
don't-
going to the center of town and just saying, "Hello, this is the Princess Cloud."
No. But you told the characters, right?
No,
No.
Braden told the table.
Players. Okay,
Players,
players
yes.
know, but characters don't. Okay,
Okay.
I
And
apologize.
it isn't like anyone's gonna recognize his clothes.
Except maybe the Imperial Garrison.
Except for maybe I'm gonna realize that something's up.
Right.
And I'm not there. So.
Right.
Okay, well then,
But we're just using it to skirt around, and you can figure something out, unless you want that.
What? Oh,
I mean, we could get you some other clothes, unless you'd prefer to wear what you're wearing.
I feel like I would be a bit conspicuous in this, although it might not be bad to keep.
Do you want them?
I don't know.
I can fix them for you. Don't worry.
Fix them? Are they broken?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
You might need
okay.
to get rid of the monogram, but
Yeah.
Is there a
work on
monogram
that.
somewhere?
We'll work on that. Don't worry.
Well, okay.
Odds or evens.
Evens?
Yep. It's not a monogram, but there is a crest on the breast.
Which I probably wouldn't know, but
you would probably know.
See,
Yeah,
one would think that I would know.
Would you though?
Actually, the
No.
only person who might know would be Mizuki.
Yeah, I know.
And
I'm
you-
like,
Yeah.
I probably
And
only
why?
one
Yeah, I
would
know.
recognize
I know what they
Something
are.
like that.
Okay.
I'm
I just-
Yeah, I mean you would just
Well, you're there with us, aren't you?
you would have
No,
seen
in my room
so
that
you
you're
would have-
trying to give me.
so you would have seen things similar when you were in the capital,
No.
but for you it's just a pretty affectation. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh, okay.
For someone who had been in the palace or someone who grew up around them, they would be able to read them and know what it actually meant. But for you, it's just a pretty decoration.
Should you do conspiracizing over
Nothing-
there?
nothing-
Criticizing, I love that
State
word.
aside.
That's my new favorite word.
okay. But
Just
meanwhile, we can
spirit
skirt
side.
town, and I can find you something that you might be seen in more normally.
That
Just
would
so
be
then you're not
I
wearing
have a
monk
set of spare
robes.
robes that should fit you.
fabulous.
I have monk robes that should fit you.
Well, I thought the whole point was to not wear.
Stop!
She doesn't even flinch when you say that.
I mean,
I-
Alma has a plethora of costumes hidden in his
Yes.
hideout.
Okay, well, let's head over there then.
All right. So you're going off to get the thing from your hiding space, bring it to the.
I
To the
figure
workshop.
She probably changes there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're changing there. Are you hanging on to your old robes?
You could hide them here, and I could get the blood out.
Oh, that might be good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do
Okay.
So, and
Just hide them.
Alma will pop open. So he sort of like brushes away a bunch of dirt and a couple of plants that aren't actually buried very deep. And he pulls up a board, and then another board, and then another board. And there's a little sub. It's not very deep. It's like the table to the floor, so 2-3 feet. But underneath there, he has a bunch of boxes laid out, and he just pops one of them open and pulls out essentially like a bed sheet, and just sort of gestures for you to put the bloodstained clothes in it. And then he wraps it up and puts a tie on.
With doing this.
Someone is strangely industrious.
And then I'll close it, and then I'll just seal it back up, cover up the thing again, and then put some plants back over it. Alright. Let's go get Killian. Meet Killian.
Anything
Yes.
else you need, Mr. Wick?
So who's going to stop by and get?
Yes, I would.
Get
I'll
Mizuki.
that, and I'll
Okay.
put the clothes back in my bag.
Actually, could I keep those? Or were you giving them to her?
just thinking about it, if someone saw her wearing those, that'd probably not be the best. So if we just put them in your secret box. So.
Yeah, we could put it under here, and
Okay.
I'll put it in one of the boxes, and I can actually tailor those to fit you a little better.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I'm not accustomed to tailored things, sorry.
That's sort of my life.
So,
Makes sense.
so about 10 or 15 minutes after she left, you hear
On what?
at Mizuki's
Oh.
door.
I open the door.
We're going over to Killian's shop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I assume you're coming with us.
Of course I'm coming with you. Did you just expect me to stay pulled up in here?
No, that's why I came to got you.
Thank you.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. So you guys all gather at Killian's shop. You let them in.
Yep.
Close the door behind them.
So I will take everyone to the back of the shop. And so there's like the main floor of the shop, and there's a few little like side rooms where he like stores tools and stuff, and then there's a small loft where he has like a bed and he can stay there. So he goes to the very back, and in one of these small rooms in the back of this little shed area there is a door. He's like, right, so everything on the table,
Uh-oh.
yeah, just follow me, and he'll open the door and go down some stairs to this basement he has carved out.
This is where Killian's gonna kill us all and hide our bodies.
Try.
Oh no, I wasn't serious.
CB looks a little concerned for a second before you
So there are workbenches along the sides with all various miscellaneous things laid out, but in the center of the room there's this big table. It's like the size of this pool table, and deeper than this with just sand. And Killian walks over and he's like, alright, it takes a minute to get started, give me a minute. And he grabs a valve and starts spinning it really fast, and there's like a couple levers he starts pulling, and you guys hear this humming, and all of the sand begins to vibrate and begins to form shapes.
Dr. Von Drake.
And it
Professor
forms
Von
a
Drake.
map of the town and 25 miles around it.
Wow.
Right, yeah, give it a minute, It takes a minute to warm up, and I don't know what all starts lighting up in town.
Which one? Which
Magic.
Magic? Okay.
Stop.
So there's quite a bit of activity, quite big blips, obviously right around your shop. Bling, bling,
So,
bling, bling.
Parts of the sand table start to glow. And they sort of pulse.
That's really neat.
Are you gonna explain?
Is that the only place that's lighting up in town?
What?
And around.
And around town?
There's a faint little blip where the church is.
Okay.
I should probably be.
So in front of the cloister.
Right.
That checks out.
There's blips up near your your house, or your grandparents' house rather. Let's see, where else?
Oh, there probably is a small one at my house too. From
Probably
Killian.
all for
from
one.
that day.
Yeah.
In.
Oh, and because the adventurers are there too, so there's probably another
Yeah,
one at the
the
end.
adventurers
Yeah,
are in
definitely
one.
stuff around there.
You're not supposed to touch it. Because it's a map. If you
And
mess it all up, then it takes a minute to get back in shape. Just look. You look with your eyes, not your hands.
Not.
This took a
Is that the
really
logging-
long
the new logging
time to
camp?
set up.
no, that's
CB
the
just,
Grove.
that's the Grove.
To her sleeves.
So
So what's this area right here that's glowing?
Ah, well, that would be the clearing of magic.
Bless you.
That would be the clearing of magicfulness that you can find living bushes in.
Like you do.
Right, so this is a map, and right now it's showing us everywhere that there are sources of magic in and around town. So obviously that giant big glowing part is where we are.
Wait, so what happens if I do this? And Elma's gonna sort of spin on his hands, and there's going to appear oh.
What are you trying to do?
Minor
Because
illusion.
you don't have the slots for it.
It's a
Minor illusion.
cantrip.
Oh, a cantrip? Okay.
Yeah. So he's gonna spin, and there on his hand, sort of think like music box, the old music box that had like a turning thing, but there is a sort of a mannequin-looking thing in a beautiful blue dress, and then another man dancing with her in almost a tuxedo-like outfit, and they're just sort of spinning.
Clothes.
Tuxedo.
So
Cody,
the light where you guys are gets a little bit brighter. Not much, just faintly.
Okay, so what if I do this?
and I'm gonna pull up dancing lights.
Just disco.
About the same level. It brightens just a little bit.
Okay, I put them down.
What if I think magic thoughts?
It is not tuned to magical thoughts at the moment.
That's fine.
However,
Moment.
the other thing it can do, and he's gonna reach down and grab another valve. He's like, "All right, it won't take as long," but he starts turning it the other way, and he flips a couple more switches, and it moves over to where it's detecting and showing life.
Okay. There are little blips all over town. When you start getting out to now, what specifically is it looking for in terms of life?
Sentient life.
Okay. So there's lots of little blips around town, and they're moving around like little people. Clusters of them at the inn. Clusters of them over at the cloister. There's people down by the docks. People on what you assume are boats on the river. Doesn't actually show the boats, but there's the little spot where the river is, and you can see them. You can see your group in Killian's workshop,
Don't touch.
and the logging camp is kind of just at the very edge of the range, and you can see people sort of coming and going on the edge of the map around where that is. There's also a group of coming back into town, looks like from this direction.
Mhm.
They're moving fast enough, you figure they're probably on horses, maybe a patrol or something like that. There's another group heading that direction, heading out of town, a patrol. And then, of course, there is the garrison camp itself.
Right, so this one, right now, you're now seeing all of the points of life around town.
That's
And
crazy
Brilliant.
cool.
I haven't quite like got it nailed in entirely, but hopefully I'll be able. Don't touch them.
Can I squish mine?
Squishing them doesn't do. It's just light.
That was probably me.
Good.
You know, most time you act 12.
That's
I
fair.
mean, I've been living that for 9 years, so.
Anyway, so eventually I'll be able to tell like how healthy someone is or what kind of person they are, that sort of thing, as I get it.
You know,
More
that feels
tuned in.
kind of invasive.
So it kind of is, but all right. So after the
Yeah.
weird lizard things showed up that one night, I thought it'd be a really good idea if we had a way to track like where everyone was in town and who's healthy and who's in danger and that sort of thing, so that we could keep an eye on things.
So that's really cool, and very useful to us and to no one else, because this is very, very illegal.
Right. That's
Very
why
much.
it's in my basement.
We are all doing illegal things at this point, Alma.
But should we?
No,
have
I'm just
to
saying
read
that
because of
that
what
is
you
super
guys have
useful,
told me, how
but
are
we
you
can't
going
tell
to
anyone.
get rid of it?
Get rid of what?
If we have to go on the run,
Well, in order to make this thing work, you have to know how to turn it on. And I highly doubt there's going to be anyone who shows up who understands how it works, because I built it.
And you could just remove the levers and knobs, right?
Right.
And otherwise it just looks like a thing of sand.
Right, it's just a sand table.
And then they just think you're insane.
Well,
They're not entirely wrong.
You say that at some point you'll be able to tell what kind of people.
Right, like
They
are they goblins? Are they human?
Oh.
Are they healthy? Are they not? Who knows what else I might want it to do. And I'm hoping eventually to be able to sort of zoom in and to expand the range. Right now it's just about 25 miles, give or take.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So,
Wow.
Anyway, so your secret note thing you found.
Yeah.
Secret, secret, secret.
Okay, so don't go telling anyone else about this because we're not technically supposed to know this. But there was more than wood on those shipments that went out.
what else was there?
Taxes.
What?
Taxes.
So.
Do we know what was her name? The lady who runs the what was her name?
She no longer has a name.
No, she has a name. Keith doesn't remember it.
Yeah, well, that woman.
Yeah.
She made arrangements to deliver taxes in advance to the capital, and they were also on those shipments. But she didn't tell anyone about them because
She didn't want them to get stolen.
yeah,
So the logging camp's
And they
stealing
got
the taxes?
stolen anyway.
whoever's stealing it knows that they're there.
Clearly.
And I can't imagine that's a very long list of people who know that the money was on those wagons.
I mean, it's just got longer. How do you know this?
Because she told me. Because I asked. All right, so our deal was, we get 29% of the goods we recover. So like everything we bring back to her, what it's worth, we get 29% of that in pay.
It's oddly specific.
There was some haggling involved.
So we need to head
Business
to
is
the
like
logging
this,
camp and
but-
see if we can find where they're keeping it?
Right, so based on that note, it sounds like whoever's running the show, they're wanting to keep all that money here in town, which means that it's probably still here.
In town.
Or in the logging camp, but like they haven't taken it and run off with it.
So that's why it said that the lifeblood is being sucked out of the
I
body.
assume so. Because I really
Well,
don't think they're
of course
worried
it's
about the
not.
wood. We have a lot of that.
And we're selling that on purpose.
Why'd you sigh, Simmy?
It's fine.
Because
Everything out on the table.
I essentially made a paste bowl of the head of someone trying to be Robin Hood.
I don't know if I don't know that they were trying to give the money back to the people.
Trying to hurt us, though.
Yeah, and I don't feel bad because they pulled out their swords and tried to stab us. So, I don't feel that bad.
Okay.
Did we get the name of the leader dude from the 14-year-old we interrogated?
I don't
think so.
remember. I don't think so.
I don't think he does ask.
No, but somebody recognized him.
Masuki.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Now that being said, the other side of that is, I know that we haven't gotten our taxes back.
Right.
So
And my grandfather would be throwing a party if he'd gotten his back. So,
and pretty clearly there's some farming families that have not gotten their taxes back, or they could afford to put their kids in clothes that I've made.
I like my clothes.
I know.
So,
wow, it got
It
really
had
shady in here all of a sudden.
Nothing to do with money.
so we're gonna head to the. What is our plan for
So,
today?
I think tomorrow, some of us, specifically the one who can change what he looks like and will, should head back up to the lumber yard and try and look around and find anyone who recognizes the leader.
Oh, so you want me to be him?
Do you remember his
potentially.
name? Do you recall anything about him? Why you recognize him? I don't think we ever talked about that, did we?
I don't think you did.
No, I don't know that you ever
I
said
don't think you said
anything. I
anything.
know
I don't
you.
think I said
We
that.
don't know that you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we don't know that.
I would
That
just
is
say
player
the-
Steven
yeah,
knows.
The players.
And then I'm
Never
also gonna go
mind.
talk to what's her name. Her name escapes me at the moment. And I'm gonna find out who else knows about the taxes being on her shipments.
Okay.
Because as long as we return the goods to her, we get paid.
Right. Well, then I shall head home and rest.
So am
Have a
I
good
a
night.
part of this now?
Do you want to be
Am
a part
I
of
also
this?
getting paid?
Sure.
Cool.
Mizu,
Yes.
I have sort of a favor, but also, you know, once we get paid, I will pay you for it. And he's gonna sort of pull you to the side of the room. So Simi really liked the clothes that Adrian let her borrow. Can you
What
get me
clothes?
some silks? Oh, you didn't see that. They were really nice. But
Like,
could you get some,
Nice as in how nice?
like, nicer than anything I've ever worked with?
Anything you've ever worked with?
Like
Yep.
spelt.
Like, the fiber count
Where
on
are
that
these
was
clothes?
crazy. Adrian,
What?
could we, see those clothes?
You left them in your
They're in
the hole.
Oh.
hole.
Never mind, I forgot.
Alright.
That's the thought, man. I was like, no, stop, no, stop, you don't.
Anyway,
Turn it
they're,
off.
they're in my hideout, but they were really, really nice. Could you maybe get me some really nice silks so I can make something like that? She seemed to really like it, but she wouldn't say that she really liked it.
I could get you some silk, yeah.
Okay, thanks. And I'll make sure you get paid, because it's a
What?
business thing.
Color with what color?
He's gonna look back over.
am I still standing there? Like,
I don't know what else
He
you can be
pulled
doing.
Yeah.
her to the side.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
far away. I was
yeah,
just sort of
we're just-
quietly
yeah.
discussing this.
I think we all need to get paid.
Brown hair. What color are your eyes again?
Green.
Maybe like a forest green.
I suppose I could see what we have in our stock.
If it takes a while, it's not a big deal.
I
What
mean,
kind of fabric
I am scheduled
they made?
to go back to the estate soon, so
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm not worried about timing so much. Just sort of something that I'd like to work on.
absolutely not a problem.
Sorry, everybody.
Well, I think it's late. And we done a lot today.
And little cabbage needs her sleep.
Excuse you.
I think we all need sleep at this point.
you are remarkably good at being 12.
He's had years of practice.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Alright, so Adrian, are you still coming home with me? Or,
But I was heading back to my own place.
okay. You're just going to lay low.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out on things at the end, see what I hear.
Ear to the ground and all that jazz.
Yes.
I'll keep an eye out here with my magic table.
Do you sleep here?
No, usually I sleep upstairs in the loft. Well, sometimes. Sometimes
Do
I
you
sleep here.
sleep?
Sometimes I don't sleep at all. Just depends on the day.
And no one was surprised.
Not even a little.
Do you need any help for that project?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll have to come up with some designs first. And figure all that out.
Sorry, Keith.
So many things.
The
on
DM is always the last to be able to throw a monkey wrench in the plans.
So many things
Sometimes
on
the
that
first.
list.
Sometimes the first, but usually. Okay, so you guys all split up and go your separate ways. Go home for the evening. You're keeping watch over your table.
Just for a little bit.
Just for a
like
little
to
bit?
make-
Okay.
Like if I see a whole bunch of little dots of people converging on the winery, you know.
So you're keeping an eye out for that. You don't see that specifically.
Is there anything
I mean,
weird?
not. I mean, how often have you had it on at this time of night watching it.
How many times do you watch the late news?
Reasonably often, probably, because this would be when he's finally done working.
It actually looks mostly familiar. The patterns seem fairly regular. Nothing too terribly out of the ordinary. You can see the sentries patrolling around the garrison camp out there, in what you recognize as the regular sort of irregular pattern that they have set up, making sure that someone who's watching it can't, discern a pattern to be able to take advantage of. You see the patrol, coming into town and then heading for that, as is fairly normal, and then the other patrol sort of falls off the edge of your map and goes on its merry way. People start gathering in their homes, and wherever they gather at night. There's a fairly large contingent at the inn, as you would expect. Fairly large contingent at the cloister, places like that, but nothing super out of the ordinary. Not this night.
Cool.
All right. Anybody doing anything in particular? I just sent you that name, by the way.
Real
It
quick,
took me a second to find it.
you did identify on my cloak, right?
Yes, I did.
And it was,
Protection?
remind me.
No, I have it.
It was abjuration magic.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, but that's a very rare
I
item.
still have it.
I
It's-
doubt
Oh, wasn't
you
it a cloak of invisibility?
Right.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Give her a legendary.
But it has to be recharged in the full moonlight.
Right.
Oh.
You fool. You gave the rogue a cloak of invisibility.
The rogue stole.
The rogue stole a cloak of invisibility.
Yeah, but you knew it was gonna happen.
Yes, but yes.
Don't you play dumb.
Mizuki would have let Cabbage probably when they were in.
Yeah, I assumed that would have happened.
Yeah, when they were in the
before.
room. I'm assuming.
Yeah. With that knowledge, is there a full moon?
And
Does it have to be a full moon?
It has to be a full moon.
That's obnoxious.
Can Killian simulate a full moon?
Now, adding to my list of things, synthetic full moon.
You don't know that you need one yet.
That's fine.
I mean,
I'll find
I
out
could
eventually.
probably figure something out.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll have taken it out and like played with it and like tried to like make myself invisible
Okay.
when I get home and I'm by myself.
Okay. So you do finally realize that what you have to do is actually put it on with the shiny side out and pull the hood all the way up. You can see out through it. But as so long as you keep it closed about you, nobody can see you.
I'll like sneak out into my family's living room and stuff and like
Okay.
nobody sees me.
Your mom and dad are busy in the kitchen cleaning up after dinner. A couple of your brothers and sisters are curled up on the rug in front of the fireplace, just playing with toys, and one of them is doing a little bit of reading.
This sounds so much more polite than I imagined your household being.
I mean, I'm the crazy one.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's like imagining kids tugging other kids' hair and like.
I mean, I would imagine there's some of that, but I think
Yeah,
Cabbage
I mean,
is-
there's some of that,
my
but
parents have tried to raise a good bunch of kids. They messed up a little with me somehow. But if there's any like sweet things, I'm gonna snitch one and go back to my room.
Okay. There is actually just one sweet roll on the edge of the table.
Do I have to like keep my hand covered?
You don't know.
I'm gonna try to do that. Like, just kind of drape the cloak over the sweet roll and
As you watch, the sweet roll disappears, and you pull it back in.
go back to my room. Just wanted to do a little bit of practicing.
Okay.
Will either one of you send me the stats for that? Cool.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Adrian, anything?
No!
I would like to actually walk with him back to the
Oh.
winery.
Okay.
Right, you have nowhere to stay.
Well, I do. I'm gonna go back to the monastery at some point, but I wanna walk back to the winery.
Okay. So you walk back to the winery with Adrian.
As we go, I reach over really awkwardly and like put my arm inside yours. I'm glad you're okay. I'll just keep walking.
Thank you.
I'm just like, oops, yeah, sorry. I can keep walking.
Do make me a perception check there. See me?
As the Imperial Guard come out from
Oh,
the
that was
bushes.
high. That was
Please.
really high. That's a +5, so 24.
Okay. There's a distinct aura of cold emanating from the metal on his chest, and it seems to sort of wrap itself all the way around him.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What does okay mean?
Why does that make you so cold?
Well, I did say that the thing was on fire, except it's cold.
So, did it, like, well, I guess you have a different heart now too, so asking if it changed your whole self is a little silly.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
No. Not that I've felt or seen.
Does it feel like it changes the way your mind works?
No.
I think that checks out. Just be careful.
I will.
Would I have any knowledge of anything story-wise that might link to this phenomena? I don't know.
What is your... let's see. How do I do this without, giving anything away?
Good luck, Godspeed.
What is your passive history?
So 10 plus your history.
12.
No, nothing comes to mind.
No, and you had that shard before you left, though, right?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
okay. Okay. I'm just gonna...
Bless you.
Bless you.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna go with it then.
Okay.
I might ask more questions later. Right now I don't know what to ask.
Okay.
Neither do I.
Mizuki, what are you up to?
Mizuki will probably go back to the inn, probably check in with the innkeeper.
Okay. Looking for what? Anything specific?
She'll probably ask, if he knows why the Imperial Guards came into town, or where they're staying, or if he heard anything.
Well, it's common knowledge that after that whole brouhaha we had a little over a year ago, when the rocks and the things fell from the sky.
I was here.
Oh, you were, yes.
I was.
Right.
I was here.
Yes, that was quite the night, wasn't it?
It really was.
Um,
Indeed.
So yes, wasn't very long after that the city council, the town council, decided that our local militia here just wasn't quite up to the task of keeping us safe here in town. So we wrote a letter for for the Empire and asked for a little bit of help, and they sent us the garrison. And they, when they got here, they they set up shop in Old Man Jenkins' field. That was that was rough. We had to make sure that he got payment for the land. After all, it was going to be a bumper crop that year too, and it was pretty bad. Yeah, he's still nursing a bit of a grudge on that. As you can imagine, right? Yes, as a person, as a lady of fortune, let's say, you know about business going sour on you. So yeah, they've been up in Old Man Jenkins' field for better part of 8 months now, and they go out and they patrol around, and I've heard tell they've had several skirmishes with the red beasties, and have pushed them back a bit. I hear tell they've even scuffled a little bit with the goblins on the south side of the river.
I just happened to run into a troop of them earlier today. Yeah.
Okay.
And they just wanted, I mean, obviously they wanted to make sure a lady of my standing was quite alright.
Oh, well, yes, and were they, well, I assume they were able to. You're standing here in front of me, after all.
Indeed, I am standing here in front of you.
Excellent, excellent. Well, was there anything else?
No, I think that's all. I was just curious as to, yes.
Well, we're lucky they're here. Yes.
Indeed.
Now, obviously, they've their presence has necessitated a bit more on, well, let's say the financial side for the town. It's been a little bit of a burden, but we've been able to bear it and manage it.
Yes. Managing finances is always very important.
It's the part of the job I really hate the most.
Is it?
Well, yes.
You don't enjoy it?
Well, I mean, it's got its perks. Don't mind me. Yes, but it is a bit of a burden to bear, being the mayor of a town such as this.
This is when we find out that Mizuki's only desire in life is to become an accountant. Well-balanced books, that's all she wants.
Well done. That's all I want. Yeah, I see. I mean, obviously you have a lot on your plate.
Well, I mean, I'd have a lot on my plate just as the innkeeper here, but you know, I do double duty as the mayor.
Yes,
you know.
Yes, I do realize that. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Perhaps
it's been a lot.
Hiring someone.
It's been a lot this year. Yes.
This year has been a lot, hasn't it?
Hiring someone, you said?
Yeah, to balance your finances.
Do
I
you
have
mean?
some recommendations.
Do you mean for my tavern and my inn, or do you mean for the town?
For the town, of course.
Why not both?
Well, this is good.
Treasure.
That would be something I'd have to take to the council. Actually, I can't just decree that myself, but I do see a fair bit of logic.
But I mean, you already do the job of a treasurer, right?
Well, I mean, we as a group do, yes. The council and I, we look
yes.
we look those things
Of
over.
course. But yeah, I mean, you could consider it.
And I will. I just have to take it to them, see what they say.
Of course, I quite understand. Well, I shall leave you for the night.
Good evening to you,
Good
Lady Mizuki. I do hope we're treating you well.
Yes, the rooms are adequate.
Well,
Or
well,
they
good.
have-
I'm glad to
yeah,
hear
the
that.
room has been adequate for my needs, and
Well, if we can do anything more, do let us know.
I don't believe there's anything further that you are able to offer at this point.
At this moment.
Just enough.
And as you turn to leave, you can see him sort of mulling that over, trying to decide if it was an insult or not.
Should I take that as a compliment or an insult?
Maybe a little bit of both.
So, Alma, what are you up to?
So first things first, when Alma gets home, he has some explaining to do, and so he gives a happened,
Okay.
and he says that they're still on the job, trying to help Adrian earn some money since he lost his job, and you know, sort of filling in the details that weren't there when he left.
Okay.
And then once they go to bed, he spends maybe 10 or 15 minutes doing a quick sketch of what he's planning to do for Seeming.
Okay.
And so there are going to be some like divided riding skirts.
Okay.
And then probably a full blouse and a belt to go across.
Okay.
But
Cool.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Very fancy. Very nice. Very nice. Anything else?
and then goes to bed.
Okay. All right.
I knew it was coming.
Had a feeling, did you?
The bane of being a warlock.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
As you are sleeping in your bed that
I'm
evening.
gonna do a quick thing before that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm really just like going up with him to tell him that I'm glad he's okay, and then when we get back to the house, is our mother still up?
Yes, Deidre is still there. She's finishing up some of the bookkeeping for the winery.
I'm gonna stand there looking really, really awkward for a minute. I'm just gonna like go up to her and grab her in a hug really, really fast and let go and say good night and leave.
Before you can get out the door, she actually puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you. And she's gonna come in for a little bit longer hug. But it's not like, it's awkward, but it's not like super awkwardly long. It's longer than yours, but not by
much.
but not by much, because she recognizes that was a bit of a stretch for you.
And as soon as she can, she's gonna bolt.
Okay.
Go back to the monastery.
Back to the cloister, back to the monastery.
Oh no, go for it. I'll be busy.
Oh, I actually have mine right here.
Now you can go to sleep.
Okay.
Sure.
So you fall asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the night you spend it dreamlessly and sweet oblivion. Towards morning, you feel yourself shift into a deep dream state. You are not aware of your physical form. You are only aware of your presence as you float in utter nothingness. You are singular, but you are not alone. So you are the only thing there, but you are not alone. There are divisions within yourself that almost have the feel of separate entities, but they make up the whole. If
Where we diagnose him with dissociative identity.
as you float there in the nothingness, in the nowhere, you feel yourself drawn through a hole in the nothing. And as you are, you feel the separate parts of yourself ripped apart and pushed through 4 or 5 different heres, 4 or 5 different nows, before being pressed back together and drawn once again through a hole into a new here, a new now. And once again, you feel those parts of you pulled apart and separated, as one by one, those parts begin to feel down. That had no meaning before, but now there is an up, now there is a down, and all of those parts of you are being drawn down. The first to stop feels fire, heat, as its motion is arrested. The energy of the stop rushes out from it in all directions. The second is cold and dark and wet. And the same thing happens. The energy of the stop rushes out in all directions. The third is hard, and it plows into something hard. And the energy of the stop rushes out in all directions. Your final piece reaches something out and attaches to a high place. And instead of the energy of the stop flowing out, there is simply a cessation of motion, a feeling of lightness, resting high, high, high above the here and the now. And the vision fades as you wake up.
And everything's all right with me.
Everything's okay with you.
Okay.
You will have your whatever your next level abilities are. So all of you at this point will have advanced to 2nd level now.
I still have no combat abilities.
You're a bard. What do you expect?
Yeah, you're a bard.
I have options for it. I just choose not to use them.
They're not great options.
So the next morning, what are you guys planning to do?
I've the bard before.
I will do whatever I need to as far as my my work with the cloister, and then I will set about to try and meet up with whoever might be about. You're going to do the thing, so.
Okay, so you've done your daily devotions, you've done your daily chores, you've done your training with Master Han. We'll just say that that's his name.
So I call him Master Ritzat in my.
Okay, well, Master Ritzat then. So you've done your training with your master. It's not really a buzz around the cloister regarding the new head of the order, but there's definitely speculation about what type of man he is. No one here has any direct. no one here besides you has any direct connection to him. So there's lots of speculation, lots of stories, lots of hearsay, most of it blown wildly out of proportion, and more than half of it is flattering, but there is a fair portion that is also closer to what your experience was with him. So he's not like seen as this paragon of virtue as a leader. There's definitely some stories floating around about his flaws. So that's somewhat encouraging, but he is still the head of your order now. Once you're done with your training for the day, what are your plans? What are you planning on doing?
So I knew that Elmo was gonna go and do the thing today, I guess, and he was gonna come back and talk to you, right?
We didn't actually plan any of that.
Oh.
Gideon said, you should do this, and I'm gonna do this. And then we all were like, man, I'm tired.
In that case, I might go and kind of wait for, because I guess you're the only person that I really know what you're going to be doing, so I'd probably wait for you.
Okay.
Okay. Killian, what are you up to?
I am gonna go find Madame Linhart. Because that is the name that I could not remember.
Okay. She's not hard to find. I mean, she's got the offices there, and as you walk in, she's looks like she's just wrapping up a meeting. There is one of the local militia officers, and there's also one of the garrison officers. Not the like ranking general, but one of his top aides is there, and it looks like they're wrapping things up, trying to plan out where the patrols need to be headed for the day. I'll be right with you.
Wonderful.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be right with you, sugar.
There we go.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. And as the meeting breaks up, she comes over to you. Well, do you have any news for me?
Well, I do, but that's a conversation we're gonna want to have in your office, and not out here.
Oh, that don't sound good. Come on back. And she turns to the receptionist and says, I don't need to be disturbed for, what you say, half hour, hour?
Oh, probably not that long. Like, probably, no more than 15 minutes.
All right. So hold everybody out here for about 15, 20 minutes, okay? Come on back. Have a seat. Tell me, come on.
So I have good news.
Well, I do like good
and
news.
I have less than good news.
I'm not so fond of that.
So good news, I don't think you'll be losing any more shipments.
Oh, well, that is good news.
Because all the bandits are, well, enough of them are no longer around that you shouldn't have any problems.
Okay, yeah. That wouldn't have anything to do with that bloodbath I hear from. Okay. That was there was only 4 bodies there. Is that all there was?
There were a few more bodies that were off the road a little bit. Probably didn't get found by the patrol.
Make a deception roll.
Technically not alive.
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I reckon I can tell the major where to send his troops to find them.
Right. The bad news is we didn't find any of the shipments. Because none of them that we were able to talk to anyway knew anything about where they were being kept.
Okay.
What I can tell you is they were not after your declared goods, shall we
Well.
call it?
Sugar, I already knew that.
And pretty sure that whoever's running that show is working it out of the lumberyard.
The lumber yard here in town?
Well, that's where every single one of them was from.
Okay, I'm going to stop you for just a second. Difference between lumber yard and logging camp.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay. Want to make sure you're
Yep.
clear on that. Oh, the logging camp, you say?
Right.
Why there, you reckon?
I don't know for sure, but what I do want to know is who all knew about your more lucrative transactions?
Well, I did, obviously. My friend out there at the front desk, but he knows how to keep his mouth shut. One or two of my employees that go around and wrangle up the gold stuff. They had to know what they're doing after all. I reckon they'd be fairly easy to follow around town if you knew what to look for. My wagon drivers, because they had to know what they were hauling. The extra guards when I put them on. Because I'd be a plumb fool to not have an extra guard on those shipments. Well, come to think of it, your granddad knows.
Oh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I outbid him for the job, you see. And if I hadn't, those strong boxes would have been on y'all's boats going down the river.
That makes sense.
So, anybody he might have told.
Okay. Alright. Well, we're gonna keep looking into finding your shipments, but just wanted to update you that you should be... I still put extra guards on, but I imagine your shipments will probably be fine for now.
Alright,
And if they're not, let me know.
I will do that. I will do that, sugar.
Thanks. So, you think the militia and the garrison are gonna meet the rest of your needs?
We'll see.
Good luck with that.
Alright, I got some thinking to do.
Yeah, by the way, next time you might want to shorten that list of people who know.
Yep,
That was a lot of people.
yep. Not sure how, but I'll see what I can do about shortening that list.
Well, hope you have a good day. And hopefully I'll have good news for you later.
I'll see you later there. And she just kind of kicks back, puts her feet up on her desk, and starts to thinking. All right, cabbage.
Well, I just realized that I need to go check back in with ship captain and get paid.
Okay. So the idle gambler is at the docks, about halfway through the offload. It hasn't been super long since you left her. There are some scorches. There are some dents and holes where arrows hit. There's still a couple of goblin hooks hanging over the side. You go to your captain, and he's happy to see you. And while he does pay you, it's not the full wage because you left before the trip was done, and you weren't there for the offload.
Yeah,
So your pay did get docked just a little bit.
that makes sense.
But
That's fair.
But he does pay you. the agreed upon amount. It's 10 gold pieces for the full trip. Well, it would have been 14, but you got 10.
I'll take it.
Anything else you're going to do there while you're at the docks?
I'm just going, as I go through town, I'm just gonna kind of keep my eyes open for any more thieves' canty looking messages that might be scratched anywhere,
Okay.
that kind of a thing. Because now that I've seen one, I'm just kind of curious to see if there's more.
There's secretly a thriving criminal underworld here. You just never know.
Roll me an investigation check.
9.
You're not seeing anything, so maybe it was just a one-off.
Maybe.
Just for keeping me on my toes.
And then I would probably head back over to Killian's,
Okay.
because we didn't discuss a plan.
Yeah, I assume that's our meeting place.
I'm almost afraid to ask. Alma, what are you up to?
Alma's headed towards the logging camp. But
All by himself.
I figured we would meet up.
Once he is in the woods because it is to the northwest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's to the north. Yeah, I mean it's out that direction.
Okay. So once he's in the woods, he's gonna be off the beaten path a little bit. He is going to turn into the man whose face turned into a pulp.
Okay.
And he is going to have an outfit to match.
Okay.
And he is headed towards the logging camp.
Okay. We will come back to that.
Yep.
Adrian.
Heading towards Killian's.
All right. So who else headed towards Killian's?
I don't know what Killian's doing. I know what he's doing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be hanging like near to the logging camp probably.
Remember, the logging camp is way off
Several
away from
miles
town.
away. Like over 25 miles away.
Yeah, because it's outside of the range of his.
It's right at the very
right
edge.
at the edge of the range.
Right at the very edge of the range.
It's like 20 miles probably.
So it's not gonna be it won't be a short trip for him. Yeah, I guess in that case I would end up going with Killian. Why did we let him go alone?
We didn't. He decided to do it himself. What was your word of the day?
Oh, I haven't picked one yet. Where's my phone?
I am not going straight back to my workshop after meeting with Mrs. Linhart. I
Okay.
am going to go talk to my grandfather, so it's going to be all of them in my shop without me.
Well, it'd probably be outside your shop without you.
No, I didn't lock the door.
Okay.
I was dumb enough to go in there.
Yeah, who goes poking around my shop? Nobody's that silly.
Okay. Mizuki, did you?
She probably would. I mean,
Roll.
I'm guessing she can see since it's right across.
Well, it's down. So it's down the street a ways. So, the inn is here, and Killian's shop is here. So it's down the street a ways.
Does anyone like go past or?
Make me a perception check. Yeah.
All
14.
sorts of things you should not touch in my shop.
Yeah. You'll see one by one. Cabbage will go that direction,
It's all over.
and
Not a
Simi will go that direction, and Adrian will go that direction.
Alright, so seeing all of them, she will go to ask what they're doing.
All right.
I was going to wait for Alma, but it's a bit of a trip
What do you mean? Weren't we all gonna go?
Apparently he didn't know that, because I don't think we
He's not
discussed
in his
it
shop
before.
right
Like,
Did Alma go?
Well, he said he was yesterday.
now. To the walking camp, yeah.
Yeah, I should have stopped him. I'm sorry.
It's been a group effort.
It's just a lot. He's a lot sometimes.
Did Killian go with him? Or did he go alone?
I don't know where Killian is.
I
It's shiny.
no, Cabbage. I think Killian would be really upset if you.
You should be
Do you
careful.
want to know what things are around that you can touch?
I could probably.
So on one table, there's a bunch of prototyped crossbows that are like set up on stands so they can shoot most of the length of the warehouse, and on the far end there's a target. There's a table that has a bunch of vials and some burners and like a reddish brown powder all over it. There are 2 bird wings made of metal that are suspended up above the shop, and there is a giant like tank that has been blown out the side. There is another table with a bunch of white powder and a bunch of cracked mirrors and lenses.
White powder and crack, huh?
So that's how he stays away.
And then there's just some broken bits of metal and some raw materials on some of the other tables.
yeah, burn over the crossbows.
Okay.
Cabbage.
I'm not pointing it at anybody.
I feel like this is.
I am helping him test things.
You know what he
Go ahead.
does.
59.
Okay. You can feel something right on the very edge of breaking.
Oh, no, no.
I should probably point out
no.
that most of them don't have like the usual cord. They have like metal wire and cable for the
Don't do a cabbage.
Yeah,
Don't.
keep going.
No.
How much damage am I taking?
I assume it snaps.
Well, give me,
Give you a roll.
yeah, the percentile.
68.
Okay, it still holds together. You're having it's really click. It snaps. It clicks into place. So you've managed to draw it back.
I'm gonna aim it at that target.
I would like to remind you that Killian does strange things with all of the things in this shop. Like this is a place full of things that you cannot predict the outcome of. Oh jeez.
And pulling the trigger.
97.
Twang! And the bolt goes all the way down and embeds itself in the. Well, I tell you what. Make me a ranged attack roll.
That outcome wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was.
Are you proficient?
Yeah.
It's probably the
Nope.
safest thing to be.
Wait,
messing
am I
not
with
with crossbows.
at the
Not
moment.
with crossbows,
Oh.
That is
no.
not a simple weapon. That is a martial
am-
weapon.
Actually,
These are simple weapons. They're
Yeah,
light
crossbows
crossbows
are-
are simple weapons.
Like crossbows
Oh.
are simple weapons.
So I mean, I have advantage.
No, it means you have proficiency, which means you
Well-
can add your proficiency bonus
Okay, well,
So it'll be-
that's
plus 6 to your roll.
9.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
So the bolt goes right by the target dummy and embeds itself in the wall and just sort of twang, quivers there for a second. Look, looking at it, it looks like it probably embedded itself 2 or 3 inches deep in the wall.
Maybe not playing with the
I
potentially.
wasn't playing. I was helping him test.
We're all gonna die here, and he's not even here. Oh
That
dear.
is the safest thing to
I
play
mean,
with in
you
that shop
might-
right now.
There are so many ways that I could have died before now, and this is how I'm gonna go.
I'm being careful. I didn't hit anybody.
So Mizuki, what were you doing? I'm sorry. I think we may have wandered off the topic a bit.
I was just gonna go meet with them. I just, since
Oh,
I
oh,
saw them,
okay.
I would just
So,
go.
so you're actually there in the workshop with them
You
then?
can touch things too.
Yes, yes, so I would have gone.
Okay,
And
cool.
he's smarter than I am, I think.
And
Killian.
that's what they were doing.
Okay,
Give it to you.
Oh, thank you.
so Killian.
I'm going to see my grandfather.
All right, so he's in his office and he's poring over papers and scrolls and what have you. Ah, my boy.
So I need your advice. I need your wisdom.
Well, this is the. Is this the first time? No, it's not the first time. So go ahead.
So I'm gonna come in and close the door to his office. So you know those wagons that went missing?
Yes.
And you know what was on them?
Shipments of wood, I assume.
Right, and the other thing that you got outbid on.
His eyes just go wide. Really? And he sits
So-
back.
I was wondering if you had to guess who around town would be finding loggers up at the camp and enlisting them in a private escapade to reclaim tax money. Where would you start looking?
I don't know.
I've never had to worry about money.
Clearly him.
I know. I know there was some resistance on the city count or to the town council to calling the Imperial forces in. They seemed to think that it was nothing we couldn't handle on our own, but you know, in the end, saner heads prevailed on that count. Maybe it's one of them wanting to prove a point, or you know, there are always lessers who chafe at authority. Malcontents, let's say, anarchists who would rather see us fending for ourselves, as it were. But if you want names, I don't have any to give you.
You've done business in this town for a very long time.
I have, yes.
So, who in town would you go to find out more about this sort of thing?
Two people. Your grandmother and the tailor.
The tailor.
Huh. Oh.
All right, my grandmother, I understand.
Your papa's a mob boss?
Why the tailor?
He has a history with the Empire.
Oh. Interesting. Huh. Well, that's good to know. Thank you.
I'm not sure that Alma knows.
I'll keep it under
Everything on the table.
You don't want that.
I don't think Alma will care.
But I appreciate the help. If things pan out, I might be able to pay back part of your loan
Oh,
quicker
oh,
than anticipated.
that would be good business.
And indeed it would. Well, have a good rest of your day and enjoy whatever it is that you're pouring over this time.
River water levels. Yeah, very dry stuff.
Sorry. Oh, that was.
And then I'll head back
painful.
to my shop.
That was painful.
So is anybody else touching anything?
No, because I'm smart.
Actually,
I would like to examine things. I'm not gonna touch things.
Do it. Do it.
Good thing Alma
Do it.
Do worse
Do it.
than I am.
Whatever.
You would touch
Suzuki
everything.
probably knows, like, since she's been in the force,
Yes.
quite a few times, so she probably knows her way around, and she does know her way around cesspools also.
You would know not to touch any of that powder.
Yes, so she is going, she's going to make sure that no one else touches anything at this point.
I'm just gonna look at other
The
things.
powder on those tables is probably the most dangerous thing in there right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm gonna just try and run interference on Cabbage.
I mean, I'm just looking at everything else.
Yeah, I don't trust that you're only gonna stay looking. So I keep eyes on you.
I'm gonna quickly go across the street to the blacksmith and see if I can sell some stuff.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Blacksmith, not a pawn shop.
Maybe he wants shitty crossbows
You know,
and swords.
Make stuff.
Okay, so as you're coming down the street, you do see Adrian darting across to Draxus's
From your
place.
Hmm.
So what are you're just
Uh,
selling off the...
All of the
I don't know.
crossbows and swords we got from
Yeah.
Oh,
He'll take them from you for quarter of their listed price.
I'm gonna
I will
start collecting.
do the math.
Yeah.
Can
Okay,
you
for
actually
now,
subtract one of the
but I
swords
can
from that?
Do you
Basically,
want them?
Alma is
I mean,
carrying it, yes.
Oh,
As
you're
part of
carrying
his
it.
disguise.
Okay.
So you've got 5 of them to sell.
5 swords and
6
6
crossbows.
crossbows.
Yeah.
No, 5 crossbows.
Was it not? Did the leader not have one?
The leader did not have one, no.
well, I mean, I just.
Okay, so as you've got everybody back together, what are you doing?
Oh, you're all
So,
here.
I mean, we didn't really make a plan.
I mean, I think we
That-
basically.
Make me a perception check.
So I could just convert,
7.
like,
Okay.
whatever.
Nothing
it is
happened
into
while you were gone.
gold or something, or.
Well, I mean, I figured this was probably the best place to meet. You can't meet at my house.
Where's Alma?
Yeah, we don't know.
He's not here.
It hasn't arrived
You-
yet.
Went to the logging.
Oh yeah, and we figured that it would be better to stand here and make a plan together than to run off after him like he did.
There
So-
hasn't been much time.
So I'm just gonna, I just wanna make sure I'm understanding. We decided it would be better for the rest of us to meet here and make up a plan instead of following Alma, so it was better to send him by himself.
We didn't
the
send
logging
him.
He
He
just
just
went.
left.
Alma interpreted what
That's
you
fair.
said last night as you sending him in the morning.
No, we
but-
figured that it would be better for us to all meet and make a plan before we mad dash after him
Okay.
because he already mad dashed.
Alright,
Do you have
that changes things a little bit. We should probably head out there then, but we have to stop and talk to my grandmother on the way.
Wait,
Because according to my grandfather, if there were people who knew about stealing taxes, my grandmother might be one of them.
Huh. Okay then. To your grandmother's house we go?
so are you
Over the river,
suggesting
through the woods.
that we go to your grandmother's house, accuse her of stealing taxes. Because,
Accuse
didn't
is
you
a strong
say
word.
that she has magic?
Yeah.
And can probably kill us all, or turn us into frogs or something.
It's,
Can we get armor from them as
I
well?
feel like that's more of Kendai's domain.
She's
but
magic too.
Who's not at this point?
you didn't notice when she was like single-handedly holding back the fire?
There was
I'm
a
back.
lot going on.
What I miss?
We're going to my grandmother's house.
Okay.
She might have stole taxes.
Okay.
Or she might know something.
And then we're going up to the logging
That's
camp
true,
because we
maybe
sent
she just
Alma
knows.
by himself.
We didn't send Alma.
Alma sent Alma,
Alma sent himself
and
What
I
did you touch?
probably should have
What?
the crossbow.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
on
Yes.
the table.
Luckily, mine was here before I
What was
damaged
helping
anything
me
else.
fix
Did you hit anything with the crossbow?
it? My aim was a little off.
She hit the wall.
I did
wow.
hit the wall. Pretty good.
So technically, yes, she did hit.
Yeah,
something.
that one tends to skew to the right, I
Mm.
found.
See, I'm helping you. I didn't touch
I mean,
any
sort of.
other
I
things.
actually don't really need them anymore because I finished it. But you know,
Well, I didn't touch any of the things I didn't know what they was.
oh, that was good. That could have gone very, very poorly for you.
Kind of figured. I've seen
Yeah.
your eyebrows singed and things.
Yeah, I'm gonna point at the red powder. Yeah, that's supposed to stop fires, and I discovered that that particular mixture actually probably starts them.
I know it interacts with fire.
So it's a good thing you touched the crossbows and not that.
Can I have some?
Oh, so I wasn't going in, if that makes a difference.
What's that?
I wasn't going in, if that makes a difference.
Going in where?
I will.
Yeah, okay.
So you can, but I can't promise that it won't light whatever you put it in on fire.
I won't take some right now. Can I come back for some later when I think of things?
Sure.
Okay.
No, I don't do that.
Rubbish.
Adrian, did you learn some
That
things
is
in the
not
capital?
cocaine.
That was Brandon making a joke.
You don't have it.
No?
Well, in the capital.
That is not cocaine, that is magnesium. That is straight magnesium.
Getting your vitamins for the day. Alright, so off to see your grandmother to accuse her of stealing.
I mean, I'm probably gonna ask her first if she's involved.
I feel like
so
that's
that-
probably.
And I can't say that I really feel that.
Loggers who
Like,
might
like,
turn out to
I
be
wouldn't-
him. He was not gonna go in though.
If she is, like, I don't think that I'd be upset.
I would be a little upset that never mind.
No, it's fine, because then we can just this will be really easy. We just ask her where they are, we return them, and get paid.
I feel like you're massively oversimplifying how this is going to go down.
Well, it's not like my grandmother needs money.
Yeah, but if not, then there's another reason she's doing it.
Oh, yeah, probably because she hates the Empire or something.
Well, yeah, but she's putting other people's lives
Ah,
at
but
risk.
she loves me.
Oh,
That's the key here.
Alright, let's go see your grandmama.
Okay, so you're heading off to the manor.
Yep.
Go up. Do you even knock on the door, or do you just?
It's an apothecary, so I assume you just.
No, we're going to the manor.
Oh.
I do, because I realize that I probably shouldn't just walk in with my troop of people.
Ah, okay.
So I will knock on the door.
So you knock on the door. The butler comes to the door and opens the door for you.
Hi.
Good day, sir.
this is fancy.
Can
My
I help you?
grandmother in.
No.
Where is she?
This seems pretty nice, actually.
She left early this morning with Kendai.
Oh. Did they say where they were going?
No, sir.
Alright, thanks.
They would return, and yes, they did seem to be geared for a bit of travel in the wilderness.
Huh.
All right. Well, thanks.
We're going on a trip.
Is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
No, we're good.
Very well, sir. Have a good day.
Enjoy cleaning the house.
Nice to meet you.
And he closes the door as you guys walk away.
Going to the magic bushes.
So that just became a lot more likely my grandmother's involved.
What's his grandma's name again?
Lucia.
Lucia. Right. Okay. Because we gotta have two of those.
More specifically, it's a lot more likely that she's involved because Kendai's here.
She's still supposed to come to my house for dinner.
Except it was my house, but yes.
Whatever.
What was that? That was.
It's like a year. It's fine.
You hold grudges for a long time.
No, I just remembered. I forgot about it.
To the magic grove!
Okay. So you guys make me a survival check.
Wait, just him?
Just him.
Can I help since I've been there?
Yes.
Okay, what's
Do
your-
I have advantage because I know I have a very good idea where it is because I can see it on my map.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got the advantage because Cabbage is helping you.
Look at that. Rolled 2 19s.
Oh, nice. So high.
So that's gonna be 21.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find your way to the grove, no problem. The the guard shrubs sort of wave.
I don't tell anyone else about them.
I know about them.
I know,
And so does Simi,
Yeah.
but
but not everyone does.
Yeah. So okay. So as you guys are approaching the grove, Sini, Cabbage, Killian, the guard shrubs sort of wave at you for Adrian and for Mizuki. All of a sudden there are bushes that are like waving fronds at you.
Oh boy.
What? Killian, what's going? Why are
Moving bushes.
the bushes moving?
Well,
Vegetables can be alive.
because they're like guard bushes.
Doesn't sound
There-
like a good security system.
Stand next to one of them.
I don't know if I want to.
Stand next to one of them.
you gotta show him your bush.
Go on.
I'll stand next to one then.
And you kind of get the sense that the bush is looking up at you, going,
So I'm gonna look at him and I'm like, all right, come on, do your thing. Show him why you're good at your job.
okay. I have to remember what this one can do. Hang on.
Oh, it might not be a climbing shrub. This might be a different shrub.
This is a poisonous stabby shrub.
It shanks Adrian.
AC of so
My AC is
The bush is like, but
15.
okay, so it sort of reaches up with one of its fronds and sort of rakes it down your leg. Nothing happens, and it does it again. And
Oh no.
Bye bye, bush.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, poor Bush. I don't know what's about to happen, but I already feel bad for the Bush.
Is his name George?
Probably.
It is now.
George Bush.
no.
We're gonna find her. We're gonna bring her to justice.
Actually, as it rakes across your leg the second time, the tip of one of its twigs breaks off, and it just kind of sits there,
It's
dejected.
Okay. You tried real hard.
I
I'll give
will.
up.
I will tell it to please stop so it doesn't hurt itself. And in a language you guys don't understand.
And it reaches up and just hugs your leg.
Oh, you
I
speak Bush too.
Kind of.
You
I
Uh,
no, I can't say that.
Adrian is very familiar with bushes.
I actually know more
Hold
people
back.
who do than don't.
alright.
Yeah, so, you know, if you didn't know what you were doing and you stuck up here and all of a sudden that bush started attacking you, you'd freak out pretty good.
Okay.
So that's what they do.
See, what this one try to look anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's go find your thieving grandmother.
It just takes a second.
No, that's fine.
Relax.
I'm good.
I will talk to the bush and ask if Kendai and Lucia are here.
Okay. I haven't seen my mistress for many moons.
They talk.
I
You
don't
guys
think
don't
we heard
understand
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but is it like, can we hear it talking?
Making noise.
What,
It's like-
so. What you hear sounds very much like wind through
Okay,
leaves.
I'm gonna walk around and see if they're here.
Okay. Any idea where they might be?
They were hunting the. They were hunting the fire bugs.
Okay.
And they think they think that the rock lizards sent the fire bugs.
Okay. So, the bush says that your grandmother and Kendai aren't here, and that they are looking for some fire bugs, and that they believe that the rock lizards summoned them.
Kind of bothers me that
Dragon
that
bugs.
sentence makes perfect sense.
Does it?
Yes.
The dragon bug.
Yeah.
They're not dragon.
Okay.
Oh, dragon butts, not dragon bugs.
They think that they're the ones that summoned the dragon, the
Sure.
bugs. So
Could have been. So logging camp,
I guess so.
Already going this direction, so I suppose.
and I'm going to
Should
ruffle
we-
one of the bushes as I walk out.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
do the same.
Keep your posts up.
What, I mean, should we plan before we just go running into the logging camp?
Well, I don't think it really matters because no matter what we planned, Alma's not going to follow it.
You're not wrong.
But Alma couldn't even know about it.
But even if you did, you wouldn't follow it.
I understood that I was supposed to go.
What? But oh no.
Now I'm deeply curious.
I will ponder that bit of information.
Okay then.
I will say that Adrian's face turns white after one of the bushes rustles and says something.
It says you have a nice butt.
You all right there?
Yep. Logging camp then.
Sure.
Everything on the table.
What, that I can talk to the plants?
You look worried.
You did lose a lot of color there.
Oh, the bush said my name, and I don't know how it knew.
Oh,
How did it? Did it? No one said my name, Adrian, right?
did
Don't
you
think
ask
so.
it how it knew?
No.
Maybe you should.
Is that your true name?
Are you even?
I will
Adrian?
ask how it knew my
Is
name.
it Faye? Does it now have power over you?
Oh.
Oh crap! I forgot I had a name tag on.
My missionary days.
24.
How do you know?
Okay.
There's your bardic inspiration back.
It's pretty done. What?
It wasn't mine. Someone else gave. Or
Steven gave it.
Stephen gave that to you.
The dice is yours.
Right.
Bardic inspiration is someone else's. So.
Okay.
Did you ask it?
Oh, I'll ask it how it knew my name.
Russell, Russell, Russell.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh no, how does it know my name?
Alright,
That can't be good.
The
Everyone
magic
knows your
snuggle
name.
is know Adrian's name.
Not good. Alright, lock and kill.
yep.
All right. Alma, who has beaten you guys there by
Several
Couple
hours.
hours.
by a couple of hours.
That's long enough to burn the whole thing to the ground.
Word of someone so inclined.
So,
I mean, you did try to burn down.
so you know what you saw,
Really.
and you do see that they are, talking with him.
Okay.
How are you reacting to that?
Where is that happening?
Right out in the open, right in the middle of the camp.
And how many guards are there?
So the patrol is about a dozen.
Okay.
And you're starting to get the sense that might be a typical patrol size. And they've got him in the center of the circle, and the guys with the crossbows are pointed outward, making sure no one approaches too closely.
Okay.
5 of the guys with the swords are just standing there, hands on hilts, watching inside, and then what you assume is the leader of the patrol is questioning Samsby.
Can I hear the line of questioning?
No, you are entirely too far away.
Oh, Sandsby.
Hmm. I don't know that there's anything Alma can do for Samsby at the current moment.
Are you being particularly stealthy?
Yeah.
Roll me your stealth check.
Wait, aren't you dressed up like a dead guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm also hanging out in the woods. Like, Alma was not intending on going into the logging camp. You said stealth, yes?
Yes, and I'm using my inspiration you gave me.
Yo.
Great.
You're down.
18.
18?
He's actually exercising a little bit of sense.
All right.
A little.
So it doesn't appear as though he sees you.
Okay. I guess Alma's just gonna sort of observe as best he can,
Okay.
staying out of sight. At least until they move him.
Okay. So the conversation does seem to go on for a while. Samsby doesn't say a lot, but there are a few times where he does start to get, he answers, not at super length, but he does answer a few times.
Does he look hurt at all?
He doesn't look hurt. I mean, not beyond the injuries that you guys inflicted upon
Okay,
him.
so it doesn't look like they've roughed him up trying to get
No.
information. Okay.
No, not at the moment. You do see one of the guards hold something out. In fact, the leader holds something out to him. Make me a perception check.
That's not great. 15?
It looks like a hand, a gloved hand.
Okay. Now, were any of the men that we were dealing with gloved?
I mean, they were all wearing gloves, but the gloves
Well, yeah,
specifically the gloves specifically that you're seeing looks like it might have been the leaders.
Okay, so very similar to the costume that I'm wearing.
Yes, very similar.
Okay, and then does he react to that in any particular way?
He eats it.
Roll me an insight check
Oh,
That got weird in a hurry.
at disadvantage for the distance.
Well, that's a 1, so.
Oh, no.
Do you have any
You,
inspiration?
you really can't tell.
Oh, actually, I guess I do. Well, it's a disadvantage. It's not gonna matter.
No.
So,
Yeah, it's really too far away for you to make that out.
So real quick, just for my own peace of mind, he was holding out his own gloved hand, not a dismembered hand.
dismembered hand.
He
He,
was holding.
he was holding out a dismembered hand.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then I was right.
That changes the scene a bit, yes.
Yep.
So, but can I see his mouth enough to know if he's speaking after that?
He doesn't seem to be.
Okay. Alright. So I've gotta keep watching for a little while. If they move him, then I will follow, but it is, as long as he is in the middle of the open, Alma is gonna stay him.
Okay. So the conversation continues for a little while, and you do see Samsby sort of turn and look around. He gestures around the camp, different places, and as he does, you notice that his hands are bound. So the leader of the band details guards off in each of the directions that he has pointed, and then he puts his hand on Samsby's shoulder and walks him into the main cabin of the logging camp. The rest of the guards then take up guard position around that office building.
Okay. How many guards are there?
So there were a dozen. 4 of them went off to other parts of the camps. The leader is inside, so you're still seeing about 7 around the office in guard position.
And I did see where generally those other guards were headed, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to. How's everybody else in the camp reacting?
Make me a general insight check.
Gosh. Actually, I'll use my inspiration on that one. That was worse. Okay. Insight is +4, so that's gonna be an 8.
To the dice gods.
He will be.
Doesn't seem to be anything too out of the ordinary. Most of them seem to be just, tending to their duties, doing the jobs around the camp that need doing.
I love you.
Duty. I'm going to try to I'm going to avoid the places where those other guards have moved.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to sort of be seen amongst the trees in this particular form by some of the logging camp residents.
Okay. So that's a different something. Where was it? Hang on. There it is.
I'm also trying to sort of make my eyes look a little glazed over. Unfocused.
Okay. So there are, as you're sort of skirting around the camp in the forest, you do see several of the workers sort of look up and take note of you. Most of them don't seem to notice. I mean, most of them don't seem to recognize
Okay.
who you are necessarily. You're about a quarter of the way around the camp when there is this sort of tall, dark-skinned, dark-headed individual that looks up and sees you, and his eyes go a little bit wide, and he looks over his shoulder, checking for where the soldiers are, and he drops his tools, and he comes slinking across the yard to where you are. And that's where we're going to leave it for the night. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a good time. We will be back with you next week, same time, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. We will hopefully be able to doff the masks for that episode, but we'll keep you guys posted on if there are any changes. Be sure you check out our YouTube channel. It's a good place to go to see all of our back episodes for this campaign, as well as all of our previous campaigns and one-shots. We've also got our Discord server up and running. It's a good place to keep in touch with the news for this stream, as well as Danny and Kyrie's creative streams. You can also reach out to us and interact with us one-on-one there, and we will get back to you and let you guys know, answer any questions you might have, and take any suggestions you might have for the campaign as it continues to run. We hope you've had a really good time with us tonight. I know we've had a good time here around the table. Join us next week, and always remember,
Grab your bats and grab your balls.
and if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a glass house. Good night, everybody.
Good night.